What's going on?
Shit.
God damn it.
Alright.
That's a good way to start it there.
My hiccups gone now. And my wiener has receded.
No, I mean, like, we've already got a few seconds of the... Like, we don't have to go
Oh,
again.
okay. Alright, well, here we go. What's going on, guys? Gamerz Gamble here. We're bringing you post E3. This is on the very special day of June 18th. No significance, really, other than it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Phil.
Who's this Phil?
Game Grader.
What's up? Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. E3 was this week. Awesome shows. Awesome shows. I
Holy
actually
shit.
liked them. It was good.
I missed it. Completely missed this fucking E3.
Where you be?
What's E3?
Where you be? You're not here. Phil.
My source of media is generally Pornhub. I'm not trying to keep up with the video games like you guys. For every 100 videos we watch, they plant one tree. I'm trying to save the planet.
You pretty much just saved Africa.
I actually own a county.
Single-handedly save the world.
But no, E3 was this week. I was actually impressed with the show. I thought it was good. Last couple of years, there's been like hits or miss. You know, some shows were better than the others, and but I feel like this entire year, this year, the entire panel was strong. Like every panel that I saw had some strong shows or showings to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of the shows came out strong. Definitely had high points, some low points, but they all did pretty good.
Mm. Like, well,
Lost my goddamn...
oh, where's the pen?
We need a pen.
Is it this one?
No.
Okay.
Ah,
There it is.
There it
Oh,
is.
there it is. We can start the show now, guys.
Alright.
So the only show we're going to leave out is E3, or not E3, but
leave out the E3
yeah,
show.
leave out E3.
Alright, guys, go home.
Go home.
Nothing to talk about.
It's going to be our EA show because I think we really talked about all we were going to talk about last week, when Mystic or Chase was on the show. So we're going to leave that out. If anything new comes up or something, you know, we'll talk about it on a future podcast. But from there, we're going to, you know, we already know what we said last week. We feel the same way. So, like last week, though, I'm going to start off with asking the questions about Microsoft. Because even though I liked it, y'all are the people with Microsoft. Y'all are people with more input of people probably listening. So... what's going on? What did y'all like about the show?
Well, they definitely started out strong. It's no longer Xbox Scorpio. What was it called?
Xbox One X, but still,
Like X-Ray. Because I was
yeah,
getting
X,
tweets
yeah.
when it was going on. It was like, did he say X or S?
So
that's
it's
the confusion.
Xbox.
Xbox
It's-
X. Yes.
XBX.
Okay.
I use the short term when I'm in my Super Nerd forums. X1X. I actually like this.
There was a formula for Xbox. It's like basically I don't know the whole formula, but the equal was Xbox. Like it was like all the consoles. It was neat. Makes sense though. Xbox X. You know.
Yeah.
So, you know, we talked about that last week. Like some of the things, what we were hoping for. Was you happy with the price?
Teraflops.
All teraflops everywhere.
Teraflops for days.
Giving out teraflops. Just
What would you think of the price? Did y'all like the price?
Premium console, premium price, as
Oh,
we talked
yeah,
about
you
last
called it.
week. You know, $4.99. Yeah, it's pricey, but I mean, you're getting a good console supposedly.
Do you think it's
You
going to...
could not... continue that in a second.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
You could not get a PC for that price.
To run that well. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. And that's where a lot of people are saying it's okay because, like you said, you'd probably be spending $200 or $300 more just to be able to run what this game's or the console is supposed to be able to do. So,
Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I was actually looking at it. I may actually get one. I may
November
get
7th, I believe, is right. November 7th.
That's
supposed to be
something
coming
I
out.
did not actually write down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's November 7th.
I mean, Microsoft come out the door swinging, man. Xbox One X. And then something I didn't even think about, but they need to catch up on 360 games first. Phil Spencer, you need to go ahead and get Crackdown 1 and 2, which I actually think they're going to be saving that for when Crackdown 3 releases November 7th. And Fable Anniversary. Those are the 3 games I need that are backwards compatible. And then
You're good. You're set.
Yeah.
So, talking about this earlier, not with you guys, but earlier, just one more thing about the Xbox X. Do you think, like, there's someone I've worked with before that thinks that this will put Sony out of business? Like, we actually talked about this today at work. Do you think this will actually outsell the PlayStation? Because right now, Sony's still winning. They're winning the console war. As far as, like, how much
First off, it shouldn't be a war.
But it always is a war.
It always is a war.
Yeah.
But Sony right now is winning. Do you think this will help them get at least close to Sony, or maybe over
I will
Sony?
answer that after with our. Let's go with a name. Like a letter grade afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a thought to that. I'll answer that whenever we finish this conference because it's kind of preemptive right now. Because E3, it just shows us what pretty much we're going to be playing for the next year, and they had a strong showing. It's just not as strong as it could have been.
Yep.
And we'll discuss why, but
I mean, I know, just kind of going on top of that, Phil Spencer even said himself, which is the head of Xbox, for those that don't know.
Team Xbox, yeah.
Yeah, Team Xbox. He said that they will sell more S's, this fall, I'm sure, versus the X. But that's just because, it's gonna more of he said more of a family console. It's meant for, people as a whole. This console is meant for the hardcore fans, the ones that want the best of the best, especially in the Xbox side of things. So, yeah, as far as this is going to put Sony out of business, I don't see that. But
Sony is going 100%. They have closed almost everything and made it a PlayStation brand exclusively.
Yeah.
But I guess we can get to that. I had an incomplete thought earlier about how we need backwards compatibility for Fable Legends and Xbox or Crackdown 1 and 2. After they showed that, there will also be an update. Did we ever get a date about the Xbox Prime games being backwards compatible?
I don't think they did a date, but they said there's going to be a lot coming out, and I'm assuming sometime this fall.
Right.
But yeah, there's no date that I know of.
I mean, like OG Xbox games will be able to just pop it in same way with the 360 games.
I just found that
That'd
out
be
last
cool.
night.
That would
You
definitely
can
catch my
use the
interest.
disc. That's at the ones that are compatible.
To be able to go back, the one game I always wanted to play but never could was Advent Rising. You remember when that game came out? It came out on the Xbox. They were promoting if you could beat the game, you had a chance to win $1 million when it was promoted.
Kind of. I think it was like in Tips and Tricks, or maybe it was the Game Informers.
Even on the cover of the case. I can't even tell you how the game played. I cannot remember, but I remember just watching a little bit of gameplay when YouTube was still, or then it was NewTube. But seeing it, I was like, oh my god, I want to play it.
I game enough. I could get this money.
Yeah, I can get this money. And when I finally got it, it was over. So I mean, it'd be a cool chance to be able to buy that game again and play it.
Also, one of my favorite games, but I played one definitely a lot more than the other, and it was Def Jam Icon and Def Jam Fight for New York.
Snoop Dogg, though.
Oh my god. I loved those games. I played through that campaign so much, I made characters for each of my friends.
That's awesome.
And then Def Jam Icon. No. What was the latest one? I think
Icon. It was Icon.
Okay, the first one was Def Jam Vendetta. Okay.
And then it was Fight for NY.
Yeah, Fight for New York.
And then it was Icon. I never got to play Icon.
Don't. It was garbage. So, that one doesn't need to be backwards compatible. To save people.
That's fine. But anyway, I don't really have nothing else to say about it. I guess y'all said y'all's piece about it. But we will get on with the show, what happened. So, Forza Motorsport 7 came out. I don't really care about Forza.
I didn't write down all these, but Microsoft showed 42 games.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write them all down. Did y'all?
I went down the list. I don't know if I got them all. I tried, but they started cranking them out pretty fast.
Yeah.
But I think 22 was actually exclusives.
Really?
Now,
Xbox
they're a little
launch.
weird about that. It's world exclusive, but also launch exclusive.
Right.
So some of them are not just exclusive to Xbox, but they will be for a limited time. But they say 22 exclusives, technically. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it was really good. That was a highlight of their show.
Well, one cool thing about Forza, at least what you got written on here, is like it's native 4K.
That's
pretty
actually
cool.
a lot of the games that they showed off for the console will run native 4K. A lot of the ones were like the PS4 Pro. I don't even know about the Xbox One S. I want to say it upscales. I don't know if it upscales to games to 4K.
What?
The Xbox One S.
It does.
Does it?
Yes.
Okay.
It
I couldn't remember. I knew it had a UHD 4K Blu-ray player, but I didn't know if it actually could play like upscaled games to 4K. But this is native, so it's going to look even better. I mean, people make the connection with like a PC running 4K looks a lot better than a console running 4K. But now that this runs native 4K, I still think you're going to see pretty much what a PC could do as far as graphically.
Okay.
You can always just go to like Best Buy, look at the expensive parts.
Yeah.
Well, we got a good sized list of like the games. So what I'll do is I'll start reading out the names of the stuff that we have written down. If you want to add something, if you heard something, Phil, you can. Twisted's is a little bit. I like his.
No, I understand.
I actually have post-it notes. No, but anyway, I'm going to start reading it out. If there's something y'all want to talk about, or a particular game that I
these
name
the
off.
42 indies we're going to go over.
Like I said, I do have the ones that's pretty much like these are all like the indies. We could just run through them because there's not a lot really to be said about them because they're just
a lot of
flash
these
the name.
were already on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
So, look.
Okay, so I'll start out. First of all, Metroid Exodus. Never got to play the Metro games. Metro. What did I say?
Metroid.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was like, oh
Well,
shit.
Anyway,
Nintendo's so bad.
anyway, about a Metroid, we'll get there later. But I can't even say Metroid. Metro.
I'm excited too.
I can't. Why can't I not say Metro Exodus? And it's scheduled to come out sometime next year.
For those of you who do have the Xbox, or both of those games right now are $20.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, no the remakes. Yeah. I've always wanted to.
Well, I heard they were good
It's like
games.
a
I've only got to
hardcore
see.
Fallout.
Yeah, I've never got to play them, but I've heard good things about them. And I've wanted to check them out. So next time they drop down on like PlayStation or something, I'll
They
probably.
may be. I just saw it on Xbox.
Well, I haven't checked what's on this week. Well, you showed me Evil Within, $20.
Yeah.
So, Assassin's Creed Origins. What'd y'all think about that? I'm gonna have to.
I was gonna get it anyway because I love the franchise, but now I know I'm not gonna waste my money.
yeah. And of course, was it Ubisoft conference? I think that's the one that
Yeah.
they talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
But also in the Game Informer this month, they had pretty much the issue was about Origins. So there's a lot of details that we'll talk about later to make that game awesome.
Oh my god, it's open world. They've added so many RPG elements, loot drops. I mean, you got me there, and it's a Ubisoft game, so it's gonna be collectibles, which I'm not overly fond of. But there's always upgradable stuff, and that gets my gears going.
Mm-hmm.
And October 27th is when it's supposed to be coming out, so not have to wait long.
PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds look
That is
fantastic.
An amazing thing for it to actually become in the consoles. That one was, I think, Xbox or
It is going to be an Xbox exclusive.
Well, it's
launch exclusive.
launch exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
See,
we don't
they had
know
talked
how
about
long.
that they were going to do PS4 and Xbox. When I seen that, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, Xbox only? It's a big deal. But then I seen where it said launch exclusive. Because that's, I want it on PlayStation as well. I wonder, though, if, on the PC, it's running about 100 people.
Right.
I wonder if console's going to run 100 people. I mean, it could be smaller map,
That
50
guy,
people.
when he got up there, he said the same experience.
Okay.
So we, I guess, assume 100.
Yeah. Because graphically, I mean, yeah, it looks good, but it's not 4K. I mean, I don't even know if it runs in 4K,
It looks-
but it looks...
It looks like it plays like the last gen, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
Last gen first person shooters are what made these first person shooters even stand out even more, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, seems more than capable.
And what's even funny is the PC right now, it's actually not even a full game. It's called something like early access. So it's really not even the full game. And people are saying that the console version, what we've seen at the conference, looks a lot better than what they're even playing on PC right now. Which is just they have more time to develop it.
Plus, I don't know if it's coming to console, but I know on PC, there's a a zombie mod or something. It got so popular that they're making an actual DLC.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
There's one zombie. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but when that zombie bites or somebody, now there's
Affects 'em.
two,
That would be really fun.
right?
That would be really fun.
That is cool.
So I mean, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. That's a
It's
big
definitely
deal.
got my interest.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna like doing that. I would like doing that with y'all. Like,
And it
playing
is a
with y'all.
squad
Oh
of
my God.
4, unless that changes for console. So, you can have up to 4 people playing together. So,
Heck yeah. And our next one is Deep Rock Galactic.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I saw a little bit on it. I really don't remember much. I guess it was just filler. Let's
If
just
you don't
call
see
it
bullet points on these, it's because it was really fast, or like I had no idea what it was.
filler. This one's for Phil. State of Decay 2.
Oh my god. It's the game we need. It's not the game we deserve.
Mm-hmm.
So much excitement.
Did you see him get ripped in twain?
Well, it is State of Decay 1, but when multiplayer, and it's more. I don't mean to deter it, but when I saw that trailer, the animations, even the big monster, when it was ripping all that was the exact same animations from the first one. Right? So they didn't overhaul the game; they just definitely added to it.
That's like choice game too, right? Like you can actually. 'Cause I know one point in the trailer, they show where you could like someone got bit, and you could either save them with like I guess an antidote, or you could just kill them.
Right.
And so I'm assuming it has some sort of choice games to it.
That was in the first one where, because you could send people out to go search this area, and then they would actually be running the map. Because sometimes I would be driving by, and then I would see my dude just like running across the oh shit. And then sometimes they would hit you up on the walkie-talkie. There's zombies running around me, and I would book it. But all that stuff is happening in map, and sometimes it was one of the greatest gaming experiences I've ever had. And
It's like almost like Walking Dead meets I don't want to say another story game but like that's really cool.
I mean, it wasn't very story centric, right?
Yeah.
But it was living and surviving in that world. That State of Decay was true survival horror. Permadeath. Whenever a person died, you don't just reload. You switch over to another person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Once you ran out, that was it too, right?
Yeah. That's how you gained over. Is you ran out of people in your area. But what you were talking about was in the first game. So I mean that may carry over to multiplayer. Also, if somebody gets bit, do I give them this antidote? I wonder. It makes me think about how abundant antidote will be.
Yeah.
But that may carry over to the multiplayer, and
I will die.
it depends on my resources whether or not. Like, really? I mean,
John will die. I know how cheap he is. Like, this costs money.
Well, that would be fun
I'm
if
gonna
you
have
have
to
like 2 people bit, and you're like, I only have 1 antidote made. Like, who do I pick? Who's going to help me get...
shoot both of you and save it for myself.
There we go.
I always feel like Phil would be like, I'm on a boat music video for those who watch music videos. Be like, I got an antidote. Who does this belong to? John? T-Pain. I choose T-Pain. Cool. And John was dead.
There's a... Man,
So you'd be cool with it being State of Decay, just even better. Like, just basically like 1, but just
a lot,
graphically.
so much. It needed like 6 more months of polish, for real. But
Talk about the first one.
yeah, so maybe that will transfer into State of Decay 2. But I got so many characters in my first State of Decay that they were eating too much, really, and I was running out of space, and I was in the biggest area, and there's no way I could keep up with everybody being happy and live. So I started going through their stats, and which could have been me, they were previous smokers, so their stamina was never going to be 100%, or they didn't actually contribute. Like, they weren't smart enough to run a library or a gym or can build. I put everything. It's like, I can only imagine what this person was thinking when I was making him do it. Like, I was putting everything in the universal locker, and I just grabbed a grenade, jumped in one of the broken down hooties that's been run over with hundreds of zombies, started honking my horn. The zombies were coming, like you see on your mini-map. When you're making noise, it lets out an area, and any zombies in the area, they hear you, so they start coming. The horn's pretty loud, right? Like, dun, 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 and I'm driving around the block, and then the zombies are coming, and I jump out. Oops, I drop my grenade. Kill him. And everybody gets all sad at the base. They're like, oh, man, he just died. But the overseer, it's like, I had to make choices. And Save Decay 1 was full of games like that. Or, like, decisions like that, right? And I can't wait to make those decisions with you guys. John's gonna be dead.
Why don't you go outside and honk your horn, John? Get a grenade.
I wonder if people would be able to turn on people, or like it'll be full of stuff like that, right? I don't know. I mean, that would be funny first time or two, but it'd be annoying after.
Yeah, make you hard on you, like, you know, to continue, I guess.
Yeah.
I could see it definitely having like maybe like two modes, kind of like Minecraft, I guess, in a way, like how you would have like a multiplayer mode where it would like.
Well, I didn't say it was always online. Right?
Mm-hmm, yeah, like. So I could see the multiplayer mode being like more and less like an already stocked like world, maybe a server that people can go to, and then like you'll have your world and like the single player world. You know what I'm saying? Like, so every time you go onto your multiplayer map, it's like everything's back to like stock. Like it doesn't say like it's always like one world. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like loading into Destiny. Like the world's always going.
Right.
Regardless of you being in there or not.
Okay.
The second you go in there, you know, maybe there's like a base of like people. I hope it'd be like that. Like
Maybe.
make it more like online, you know, to like multiple people. But I wouldn't say like hundreds and hundreds of people. Maybe like
I think there's 4.
yeah.
Really.
So make it a world that's always going. So if you don't go into your multiplayer world after too long, like it actually starts having like
No, in game. When you weren't in, like, you know, your internal clock on your Xbox, they would really be using the resources. But it stops after, I think, a day or two.
mm-hmm.
When I first thought about it, I took my first, like, day or two break. I come back and was in negatives. I'm like, oh my god, what happened, you fat asses? But
Yeah.
that's when I realized I had to start making choices.
Well, that's pretty cool. Like I'm looking forward to seeing it. That's actually one of the reasons why I wanted an Xbox. But next on the conference, it was the Darwin Project.
I want to say this is the one where the guy come out there. I don't remember his name, but it was the guy that obviously made this game. But he was like super, like energetic, and like super happy about this game.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it looked good. It was, and I have a note like where it's like a cartoonish version of PUBG.
Okay.
That's what I kind of took from it, because I know they had like a little multiplayer map or match going on, and they had a guy like shoutcasting or announcing the match.
Like
and
a commentator?
Yeah, kind of. And there was 2 people left, and they were like, you know, fighting it out in the end, and it was cool.
What kind of genre is it?
Well, like I said, it's just kind of a
Third-person shooter? Or?
yeah. I think it is. Yeah, you're third person. I was trying to think because I couldn't remember if it was. It seemed like there was one point he was first person, but I'm pretty sure it was third person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe interchangeable or something.
Yeah, and it made it look good. It looked very fast paced.
Okay. Well, I didn't get to see. I think that's one of the. I missed a few on the Microsoft show, so that might have been the one I missed.
But the next one's the most important one of all. Minecraft.
Oh yeah, definitely. I played it once.
But you haven't played the 4K edition, which is what this is.
Of block figures?
Hey, more blocks.
That's not even the biggest thing. It's you can now play with people on Nintendo.
Yeah, now that is a big thing they said. It's all of them, right? Like all?
Not PlayStation.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a bummer.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
That's a big thing, but I wonder when that happens. I wonder when Microsoft will start talking about their monthly active users. Because if you have to, on the Switch, when that happens, you are going to have to, it's a Mojang game and Microsoft owns Minecraft now, right? So, on the Switch, you're going to have to log in. It's confirmed you will have to log in on Xbox Live. Or you'll have to make an account. So that's going to add we actually have more Xbox users, or Xbox Live users than we do Xbox Ones. Right?
Huh.
That's crazy. I mean, but it's genius. I mean, Minecraft is one of the biggest games in the world.
Is.
So,
I guess we can go into that. That seems like a major conversation piece about why Sony isn't allowing it. I mean, we can continue that, but I would like to continue that conversation more.
yeah. Now, what I heard. Go ahead on the subject, I guess, since we are talking about Minecraft right now. I've heard what it is at one time they were talking about linking. Sony was for it, Microsoft wasn't. And then I heard...
This was in the early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s. And then now Microsoft is okay with it. Sony remembers, and now they're saying no.
They're not saying no, they're beating around the bush.
Mm-hmm.
Their official response is, we've been allowing this since the PlayStation 2 days with Final Fantasy XI. PlayStation and PC users have played together since the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as... I don't know if Rocket League is on there, but that is also in the Steam, Windows, and Nintendo. You'll be able to play with all of them together.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's something I would like to see. I would love to play, especially Destiny, with friends on my Xbox.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I mean, now that we're getting out of exclusives, where, even Xbox... next year. But still, by next year, almost... the exclusives for Destiny 2 will be over. And it'll be on PC, and it'll be on Xbox. So, that would be the perfect time to, maybe, the day of the exclusive, be like, hey, cross-platform play now. Or, at least how we can communicate. I got friends that have an Xbox One that won't buy a PlayStation just for Destiny, and I'm not going to buy an Xbox just for Destiny. Heck, I've put way too many hours in it just to start all over on a new system.
Especially when it's pretty much done now.
Yeah, it's pretty much done. So to be able to play with someone else on another console would be cool.
Do you think they would say more, I guess, going to Destiny or really any game, if you do have it connected to Xbox, PlayStation, this is total just speculation, on your roster, would you be able to see oh, that's a PlayStation player, oh, but that's an Xbox player? Do you think it would have their little symbol beside the name? Or do you think it would be kind
Imagine there would be something like that. I think it would probably only be through Clan.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Do you think you will be able to see, Xbox player versus a PlayStation player?
Yeah.
Really in any game, but I just use Destiny as an example.
Right.
Because I know you always have the roster there.
We'll see how that happens with Rocket League and Minecraft.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited for it. That'd be really cool.
Now,
this is one step in the right direction.
Right.
I'm going to say the name because I know it was on the Xbox show, but I'm going to leave it out for Sony. Just go ahead and mention it because it was on the Microsoft, platform. Dragon Ball Z Fighters. We'll get to that on the Sony press conference because we got to see more in Sony's.
Did we?
Yeah, there was two. Well, we might have not got to see more Sony's, but I remember during the platform or the showing. I'm sorry, platform. Why do I keep saying platform? I don't know. It's in my mind. But while the Sony show was going,
comes out in about 12 days.
Yeah, that's what it is. when the Sony show was going on, Dragon Ball Z the fighters was releasing more content, but I'm going to be buying it on my PlayStation, so I'm going to be talking about the PlayStation showing.
Okay, I'll allow it. I liked it. We'll go into it, but definitely Marvel vs. Capcom looking.
Oh, yes.
I agree.
Black Desert. Don't know much about that one. I didn't see that one.
I'm assuming it has something to do with the Black Desert.
Mm-hmm.
But
We know it is an MMO.
Yeah.
It is an MMORPG, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The Last Night.
This one was interesting. I know I ain't going to go
KNIGHT or...
NIGHT.
Okay.
The only reason I even remember it is because last night I had seen something about it. Graphically, it looks really good. But the funny thing is your character, I want to say it's even a platformer.
Mm-hmm.
He is like pixelated. Like everything else is not. Like at least him and maybe the people in general in the game are pixelated. So it's very different. Like it's a unique take on a game. But I'm assuming I think it's an indie game, and it is looked like to be a platformer.
Mm-hmm.
But people were talking about like it was going to be a good game. So.
Well, definitely one to check out. I guess when we see more about it, we'll, speak more about it.
Steam reviews are favorable.
Well, that's good. That's definitely a good sign if, Steam, they're pretty good about their...
I love reading Steam reviews.
Yeah. Usually you know if you're going to like something or not by their reviews.
Yeah.
I've even bought games where it was like, do not buy this game off of Steam, and it was terrible.
Right.
So, if they recommend it, I recommend it. The Artful Escape. I don't know anything about
I think
that.
it's another one to definitely check out, but again, don't know much about it.
Okay. Code Vein.
Another one to check out. Don't know much about it. Literally.
Sea of Thieves.
Oh, no, we can talk about
Pirates
that.
Another
game.
one to check out, but I
don't
know a
know
little
much
bit
about
about
it.
this one.
Well, I know it's about pirates. Arr! And drinking booty.
I'm down.
Me too now.
Rare game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do know it's pretty neat because it can show you see cannon fire in the background and it hits your ship. You can go down, you can fix up your ship. Every crewman's got their own job to do.
Okay.
That's the way it looked like. There was warrior pirates that had better skills at sword work. There was gunmen. There was people who had, I think, better shots with the cannons. People who were better at fixing, and then there was people like Brian who was better at mopping.
Mm-hmm.
I actually saw Brian in there. He was the sweeper in the Destiny 2 trailer. They was falling, and dude was looking at Brian. Brian was just looking at them. And he was like,
It just keeps on going.
he just keeps on going.
One thing really cool about this game, I don't know if y'all know, but it has no waypoint system, from what I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
The whole map is basically you have to look at a map that you got, and then look at where you're at, and you got to find your way around by just looking at the map. And also, I think you get these little puzzle, kind of treasure map puzzles. Because there was one part where it was I don't remember the phrase. Basically, it said walk to this point. He got to that point, and then it said take 11 paces toward the right or to east or whatever. And he did that, and then he said turn around, and that's where he started digging. And he found gold or found the treasure chest. So it's like a puzzle deal.
Okay.
It's very puzzly, which not serious because this is more of a comedic game in my opinion. It looks like it'll be just a fun game. It's not serious, so I think stuff like that's going to make you want to keep playing.
How many people can be in an instance?
They haven't really
Still
said.
unknown?
I know they had 4. I want to say four people on their ship, but I don't know as far as in the area. Like you said, in instances, how many people can be.
What's the launch date?
Early 2018. So
okay.
yeah,
So it'll definitely be Scorpio approved. By
yeah,
that
for
point.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Or Xbox One X.
Was I thinking
I
of
feel like
Sea of
that's a
Thieves?
mouthful.
I might have been thinking about something else then.
There is another one that
Like a pirate game?
it's called.
No, that's Ubisoft. That's
yeah.
Blood and Bones.
Blood and
Okay,
Bones.
so never mind on that. I was thinking about Blood and Bones. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking of Sea of Thieves. That's my fault.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves is almost not cel shaded, but
Yeah, it's definitely cartoony.
it's cartoonish version of Pirates. Which, like I said, if you haven't seen much of it, I would check it out because it looks
I
like
will.
it would be very fun
I got
with
that
friends.
confused. I apologize for that. But that's early 2018. I mean, I'm going to look that one up too. Now, is that one an exclusive or?
Yes.
Windows 10 exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's first party.
The next one is Tacoma, which I thought was a weird name, but it actually looked pretty good.
People were excited it finally got a release date, so
Mhm.
I don't know much about it. But yeah, August 2nd. So check it out.
Super Lucky Tail.
November 7th. Check it out.
Cuphead, September 29th.
That one I mentioned last Gamerz Cast. It totally embodies the feel of early animation, like 1920s or 1930s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not overall excited, but it's an indie game that I've actually known about for a year or so. So,
Well, good luck to them. I
Yeah.
hope it. They shine more light on it. Maybe it'll be good. For
I
us
actually
to
think
check
this
out.
has been
Side-scroller.
talked about from what I heard. It's a long time, not just years. Several years, and so it's been kind of going on for a long time. I don't know exactly how long. But
Well, it's good that it finally came to fruition.
yeah.
September 29th.
Next one is something Philip's excited about. Crackdown 3, scheduled for November 7th, 2017.
I think you guys should be excited also because you get to play as Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
Yes.
I can't flex titties like he.
I don't think anyone can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be having that song playing.
That's awesome. I didn't know about Terry Crews. I knew he was in the trailer, but
Yeah, they showed him in the trailer, and that was a thought in our heads, but it was actually confirmed post-conference.
nice. Well, you heard it. You heard it here. Now, I don't know about first, but you definitely heard it here. Terry
Now,
Crews.
we know it's his likeness, but we don't know if he's actually going to voice act it.
Mm.
We would assume so, though.
Well, that's still cool though.
Yeah.
That's scheduled November 7th, 2017. Osiris New Dawn.
That one actually caught my eye. So that one looks...
And do we know about a release yet for it, or?
We can.
Well,
just
while he
keep going
looks,
fast.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. While he looks, we'll keep because we finally made it to the
Last page.
no, the third-party games, kind of not really
Indie,
third-party.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
indie
think
games.
this was their ID at Xbox segment.
Mhm.
Because, they just, it was rapid fire.
Yeah,
They were just throwing them off and off.
Path of Exile, Battle Right, Fable Fortune, Observer.
That's a Fable card game.
Okay, Robocraft, Dunk Lords, Minor Masters, Brawl Out, Ooblets, Dark and Light, Strange Brigade, River Bond, Hello Neighbor, Shift, Conan Exiles, and there was over 500 games at the Xbox program.
Yeah.
That-
ID.
ID.
didn't put
it
the-
will always be id.
Actually, just kind of,
Always
Conan
put-
Exiles.
Always put the period. You confused John.
He will read anything on the prompt. Stay
I'm
classy.
id.
No, Conan Exiles. I don't know if it was actually good or anything, but I remember several things a couple months ago. I guess the big thing is you could play nude and have goober slinging everywhere. So it's like,
I think I've watched a few of YouTubers play it, and it's like one of them made it to where it was like, I know there's no camera here, but it was 3 foot long, and they're like,
Flapping in the wind.
it could kill a dinosaur from here. It was great.
I guess it's a goober surgery. Exiles.
So if you're interested in that, check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you like seeing Goober swing, find out more.
And
Code,
if you don't feel like playing a game,
CodeXexiles.com.
just watch Watchmen.
Mm. Yes.
There's Dr. Manhattan. He's got a massive.
And then there's Ashen.
This is actually it is inspired from Dark Souls,
Okay.
which kind of is ironic. It's called Ashen because in I want to say it's Dark Souls 3. You're known as the Ashen one.
Right.
It looks good. I don't know much about it because they didn't really show a whole lot. They just say it's inspired by Dark Souls, get that kind of dark style to it. And I know there was towards the end there was a boss battle it kind of looked like because they were running towards this massive person. They don't have faces, which is very interesting.
Huh.
Like they're just flat. It's weird. Yeah, it was good.
The sequel to Life is Strange.
Yeah.
It's a prequel.
Well, when I say sequel, I mean the continuation. Like it's
Another Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Before the Storm.
Before the Storm. It's going to be a 3-part episode, is what we've heard.
So it's going to be like a miniseries then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering how that works because this is episode 1 of 3.
Okay.
What they've announced.
Middle Earth: Shadow of War.
Much excited.
Definitely. Chase actually Mystic.
Right.
Shout out there. He told me more about this a few nights ago, and man, he even got me excited. I've yet to play Mordor, but I was wanting to do that right then when he started talking
That's actually on sale this week also.
I did see that, and I'll probably be getting it. Either that or he's got it and he's about to beat it.
Don't lie, you still haven't got Friday the 13th.
Yeah, true. But Mystic has it, so he might let me borrow it. If you're out there, Mystic.
And it's the Game of the Year one, so it's got the DLCs. I want to buy it. I mean, I already got the game, but you don't get the actual DLCs themselves at a discount. You got to buy the game in the DLCs. Mm-hmm. But it's still cheaper to buy it like that.
The Game of the Year edition just sounds cooler.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to have to play the first one. I never played the first one.
Oh, my God.
It's one of the things their Nemesis system is even better. So they're the one that did the Nemesis system, the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with the Nemesis system.
Nemesis.
Nemesis.
So yeah, they're making it even better in this one. So October 10th, that comes out.
Oh, that's right around the corner, too.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Yeah. I actually just picked up again on the first one yesterday.
Now, what is the first one?
It's a side-scroller. Yeah, Ori and the Blind Forest. Side-scroller. I haven't got to play that. Very difficult platformer. I mean, I only played probably 30 minutes, and I died a lot.
Yeah.
It is very difficult, which is so crazy, because it's such a beautiful game, and, it's so, lighthearted. It's, not very dark and grim.
Usually games, though, that are that hard aren't that long.
Yeah.
So that's why that it kind of, makes up for...
the length.
Yeah.
I can see that, yeah. And this one, though, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, kind of goes the opposite way. It looks like a lot darker and grimy, grimmier? Grime feel? Anyways.
So, we already talked about this original Xbox games coming, so we don't need to discuss that. And now we get to the final one, which is Anthem. Which I watched about 2 or 3 times.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Like, it was fantastic.
I rewatched it again because I wanted to make sure I saw everything.
Yeah.
Yes, same here.
They showed a lot, and it looks amazing. I want to see more.
Oh, yeah, so much.
It was a very scripted run, but then again, it was awesome.
Yeah.
So, nevertheless, makes it look great.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's how it will... We know it's an open world.
Yeah.
So I wonder if what we saw was the hub area. You're in the desert.
Kind of like the tower.
Yeah. And then you go jump in, and I guess you select a mission for one of your mechs or suits, or do they specify about what that is?
They're called javelins.
Okay.
Yeah. There's different versions of them, I guess
Yeah, because they were talking about, upgraded mine and doing this. I wonder if that was people talking, communicating, like real people communicating to each other during in-game, or if that was script.
It's hard to say, because I know in Destiny, going back to it, when it first came out, they did the same thing, a script. Right. Like, you heard people talking, it was like, hey, we're going to go...
Ubisoft does it a lot in the game. They're showing it also.
So, yeah, I mean, I'd say it was, but I say it is real people, but I think it's a scripted, right out. So, they said, the place you're talking about, when in the trailer they were going out into, it's called Outside the Wall of Tarsus. So I guess the little city here on the wall is a wall around the city of Tarsus. So you were actually going outside of the wall. Huge open world, awesome enemies, multiple locations, a level system, because they were one place they actually come up to an area and they were, of course, like I said, scripted. It was like, hey, you want to go do that? And he's like, you can't go do that. You're not high enough level. And she's like, no, we're good. It's like, well, you need the XP or something. Anyways, they basically did like a Like, you got to go over there to get more XP.
Mm.
A loot system, at least
she
4
picked
players.
up, like, Jaras or something.
Yeah, I don't have it written, but yeah, it was like some gun.
Right.
But it was so funny, like when you killed that enemy, it popped up, and she was like, "Please be this, and it popped up. I don't know if I think it was technically what she wanted, but
So I wonder if that slick confirmed Borderlands. That's something we should go on. That's something I would like to discuss. Also, I'm torn on it about farming enemies or just randomly getting one thing from a whole different source. You know what I mean? Like the Gallahorn could have dropped from anywhere, but if I really wanted the Gallahorn, like in Borderlands, I could have farmed Dark Mercy.
like a certain place, yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, I wonder if like it's that gun she wanted was only from that particular area.
Mm.
Right, because what are the odds of it actually dropping from a random normal?
Yeah, it's the enemy. Again, scripted.
I hate random Jesus. I hate random
I
Jesus.
dislike random Jesus also.
Anyway, that's really it of the Microsoft show. After that, Bethesda came on,
Well,
which is when I started watching it, hardcore. I didn't have to work at that time, so I got to go home and actually watch it live.
oh, right.
So it made it a little bit easier.
Hold up. You said you didn't watch the Microsoft conference, right?
I watched parts of it because I was at work.
Okay.
So I got to watch like certain parts because I was at lunch, but internet was spotty.
Right.
So I got to watch certain parts. So I got to watch the whole show, but it was just scattered. But Bethesda and Sony and Nintendo, I got to watch the whole program.
Microsoft conference. How would you grade it?
I give it a B plus.
Yeah.
I'd give it
Based
a
on
B.
what? Yeah, small summary of it.
Really, yeah, just to kind of summarize what I think. Okay, they obviously had the hardware. Supposedly it's the most powerful of all. That was great. But then I got like, okay, we see what we're going to have, but what we're going to play. But then they showed us what we're going to play. I mean, for the most part. Granted, a lot of these are 2018 games. But not a lot of first party. But they've addressed that.
Assassin's Creed isn't. Forza isn't. Did they say when
No one
Metro?
cares about Forza.
Metro, 2018. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Only Microsoft cares about Forza because no one else does.
I mean, it sells millions. But Crackdown 3 is this year.
As decoratives.
Xbox One X is coming this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's why I give it a B. I thought it was a solid show. I thought this was the best E3 I've saw in probably a year or two, maybe 2 years. It was you announced a new system, even though it still is Xbox One.
Right.
It's basically a newer system. It wasn't too far-fetched of a price. Still don't think I want to pay $500, but it's better than PS3 $600, when it first got announced. So, still kind of high, but livable. And they had a solid, lineup to show, what, Twisted said, what's coming. It'd be different if we showed the game and then, all the other games were, for just, Xbox One.
Right.
And not upscaled for this game to make it look, just
Right.
wonderful. So I give it a B. I give it a B. And Anthem also made it help so much.
I really did.
so
It was a
much,
good send-off for the conference. I mean, yeah.
What could have been a C made it a B. It was a good show.
I wholeheartedly agree about not necessarily a B plus, but just a straight B. Hardware. Everybody loves new hardware, right? And games, not necessarily exclusive, but we said they showed 42 games. Plus everything previously released. When you buy the system, you will have something to play on it, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess some games are 2018. Doesn't really matter. It kills my hype for it, knowing that I don't have to upgrade to be able to still play these games. Right? But I guess that's
the
what we're
beauty of
heading.
it.
That's what we're heading towards now. There's no more newest system exclusive.
And
At least
just-
right now.
Yeah, and
Well,
they
it's
said they can't.
Oh,
Well, they're not going to do that. I don't know if they will do that. As of
Yeah.
right now, they won't.
It's almost like you're buying a new expansion pack. It's like you remember back when the 64 came out. I don't know if you had a 64.
I never did.
But in our generation of the 64, like, we would...
They actually added 4 megabytes of RAM.
Yeah, so I remember when I first got my expansion... Or Philip got it first. Philip got the expansion pack first, and I was like... Pfft. And there was some games that only worked with that expansion pack.
Banjo-Tooie.
Pokemon Stadium 2.
Was it?
Well, I think it could... It was the
Majora's
first
Mask.
game where it was kind of like... It said it worked with it.
Okay. It works better with it.
Yeah.
Like that one of those Star Wars games also.
Donkey Kong 64, Majora's Mask. But it made it to where if you had it, I remember going and playing Mortal Kombat Mythologies at Philip's house, and it actually looked a little bit better. And, yeah, it wasn't a new system price. But like what Philip said, I think that's where the direction it's moving in. We were just buying expansion packs, just a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, every time. Yeah. So, I don't know. Shouldn't hold it against it, but I feel that it had a strong showing, showed lots of games, but nothing just got me overly excited. And there was nothing really super surprising, right?
No.
Nothing that came to
They'd
No,
already
no surprises.
They already said, Halo 6 wasn't going to show up there. Gears, of course, come out last year. It wasn't going to show up. One thing, for me, going back to the console real quick, I have an Xbox One, original Xbox One. The X, there we go again. The X looks good for me only because I haven't made that jump to the S yet.
Right.
And it really looks good for those that hadn't even done an Xbox One yet at all. If you're going to buy one and you have the money, go ahead and get the highest, best one. And Phil Spencer said, too, on the conference, we talk about first-party problem. He's like, I could have got up there, and I could have showed all, the games that they do have lined up as first-party games that may not come out for 2 or 3 years. And then people would complain because that wasn't, like, I showed stuff that won't be out for a while. So he just kind of decided to go with the games that are going to be out this year and next year, which happen to be a lot of their third-party and a few first-parties. So,
And that's okay.
yeah,
I mean, that's
was
smart.
okay with
That's
that.
smart.
That's
That's
very
smart.
Yeah. Show me what I'm going to play now, not what I'm going to play in 3 years.
And we'll talk about a conference that has... We will see what happens when you do that.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So, the next conference was Bethesda.
Oh, yeah.
As a whole, not really to me. It was good, but it was kind of like half on half on, like, some things weren't exactly new, just kind of updated, and then we had a few things that was new.
They had a couple things that really sold it for me. That was about it. Like, conference as a whole was okay, but if it didn't have the couple of games that we'll talk about, it would have been a whole lot worse.
Oh, yeah, a whole lot worse. They started off with Doom VR.
VFR.
VFR,
Yeah,
sorry.
VFR.
Virtual fucking reality, son.
What'd y'all think of that? Y'all think that would be
Definitely.
good?
Yeah, it'd be fun if I already had a VR system. I don't think it's something I would...
Rush out to get. Because
Right.
Yeah.
But Doom... Was it a reiteration of this Doom?
Like I said, it's hard to say. Obviously, the enemies and all that, or the assets are the same. I think I did hear him say, and I had talked to some people last night about it, that it's actually called teleportation. It's not where you're going to free locomotion, just move wherever you want. It's like you move, when you press forward on a stick, it's going to teleport you, say, like 50 feet forward to another area.
It shows a waypoint of where you're going to travel to.
Yeah. And then that's where you kind of sit in position and shoot enemies as they come at you. So it's not going to be your traditional Doom as we know it, as like super fast-paced gameplay in VR, which people are kind of upset about. But that'd be a lot to do in a VR game with that fast-paced of a game.
Because
even
even Virtual Boy can't do it now.
Even like
True.
like that one game, it's for VR. It's called Farpoint. It's locomotion. You move freely. You're not moving fast. You're barely walking forward.
Okay.
It's because it's got to track your movements, and it's only the PlayStation camera that's doing it. Like the other VR systems that are on PC, they have something called light boxes that are actually, I think, you got some in the front and some behind you. So it's tracking you all 360 around.
Oh, damn.
So no matter if you're looking behind you or in front of you, it's tracking you like real time. So you can move a lot quicker and do other stuff. But that's PC for you. You can do that stuff.
It's true.
Yeah.
Fallout 4 VR. I'm excited about that.
Very
Now,
excited.
that one you actually can...
Yeah.
You are going around. It is Fallout 4 in VR.
I think it is, for what I've seen, only on PC though, right?
As far as I know,
don't
that's
think it's
the
on
only
Sony.
thing Yeah.
Which kind of goes back to the thing about the camera light boxes. It can do that because PC.
Because reasons. We know.
Yeah.
We get it. Elder Scrolls Morrowind.
Yeah, they
Elder
throw it on
Scrolls
there.
Online.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
sorry.
it already come out, right?
It had just recently released June 6th.
Because I knew they threw it up on the stage, but I was like, I couldn't remember what the reasoning behind was. It's already out.
They also announced like 2 expansions also, right?
I didn't even remember
they
that
might.
one.
Yeah, they might have. I can't remember.
Or it said they have 2 more expansions in the next year, something like that. For some reason that stuck out in my mind.
I didn't hear any names, though.
I actually... Whatever.
Anyway, I would love to actually play it. I mean, I actually thought about getting online just to play Morrowind, because I remember going with you, or, when we all lived at my grandma's house, me and Game Grader, and I would sit there, and I didn't have a game system anymore, except for, like, my PS2. Philip had the Xbox, so he was the cool one, and I would go into his room and watch him play Morrowind for, like, hours, just sitting there, just talking with him, and him being like a vampire, and we eat Taco Bell, because he worked at Taco Bell. I remember these
Taco
things.
Bell and Morrowind.
I got a lot of food. Good times, good times.
Now, Morrowind is before Oblivion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it's interesting they go do Morrowind instead of Oblivion.
Morrowind's highly requested.
Really?
Yeah, they've always wanted to go back.
Uh,
There's even mods.
Cyrodiil is already... Oblivion takes place in Cyrodiil.
Oh, okay.
It's the capital of Tamriel.
Oh, okay.
Morrowind
Yeah.
is off the side. Now, I'm fairly certain they have already... Cyrodiil is already in it.
Mhm. Well, they've even made mods, like for Oblivion, I think, where they transformed it into like Morrowind.
Well, they're doing that right now, using Skyrim, bringing Morrowind to, and they're doing voice acting and everything. But, yeah, Cyrodiil is already brought into Elder Scrolls Online.
So, Elder Scrolls Legends.
Another card game.
Mhm.
Apparently card games are big. They're trying to get on the Hearthstone craze that Blizzard does. The new thing they announced with that was Heroes of Skyrim, which is like, on the PS3 and Xbox 360, it sold 11 to 12 million copies. So you can see why they keep wanting to reiterate on every console.
Mm-hmm.
And with 12 million copies sold, pretty much everybody knows what Skyrim is, right? And that announcement, or expansion pass for Elder Scrolls Online, or, what's it called? Elder Scrolls Legends?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess that's a game changer.
What is it? If you can't hear him, just drink some beer.
Yeah, drink
Fuck yeah. A dirt. Anyway, like, that's really it of, like, the Elder Scrolls kick, still stuff we've seen before.
I did not get my Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But
I
you
was
got
actually ready
Skyrim for Nintendo Switch.
Now I just gotta get about Nintendo Switch.
I was actually trying to leave that one out.
No, never. It's important.
Yeah.
Anyway, they did add some
Apparently,
things
anyway.
that
They added two
it
things.
still didn't excite me at all.
They added 2 things. Master Sword and Link's outfit.
And Shield.
And Shield. Oh, 3 things.
Oh,
My
3
bad.
things. Blah.
It's worth
Now-
it now.
Did we ever get confirmation whether or not it is the special edition or the 2011 edition?
I've not heard.
I
Okay.
haven't heard either, so I'm just going to say it's probably the newest one that came out.
Like, there were screenshots comparing each area. And it was the 2011 edition, but we still don't have confirmation on that.
Well, if Eric was here, he would tell you it is the Remastered Plus edition. But since we're here, I'm going to say, I love you, Eric. It's probably 2011.
Probably.
I love you, Eric.
Continue on. I'm gonna look.
Anyway, so now we're getting off of the things that we've already seen before 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's get on with the new stuff. Dishonored: Death of the Outsider. Now, I'm playing Dishonored right now. It's fantastic.
You know who the outsider is, right?
No. This is
Really?
the first one.
Yes.
Really?
He's the guy that gave you the powers.
Oh, God.
This is a big fucking deal.
And this is a standalone DLC.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
just an expansion.
So it's not like the Witches of whatever free.
From the
First DLC.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
We
a standalone.
got... Now, I've only got to play
This is a big
game.
deal. Let me not undersell this.
Well, I got to play this game early on PC years ago when my dad bought a compact. They're terrible computers, but anyway, we had a game called Quake, and I'm glad to see that it's coming back with Quake Champions. Quake was a lot of fun. I remember on that PC I got to play as like Raiden and Scorpion because you could like get them on the game and like kill people with them, but besides the point, I'm glad to see it come back. Do we know what system it's for?
Yes.
Is it PC?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it looks fun. It looks... Which, I mean, I don't even know if I played Quake. I can't say that I can or recall. But it's very fast.
Yeah, very
I mean,
fast
the gameplay,
game.
I guess, is just known for that.
It was
So it's
fast. It was fast in the 90s when I played it first.
So it's
Yeah, it was like probably the first 60 frames a second game.
Philip's going to look up what system it's for, but we're going to go on ahead. Now, this one right here is the Evil Within 2, which we thought was going to be there.
Yeah, we definitely called that.
I'm excited about it. I didn't know that there was like continuations of the DLC, so I'm going to have to go home tonight and try to buy and play the first one. I got the weekend off, or the weekday in off. So I may buy it tonight and just start working on it.
What is that?
The Evil Within.
expansions.
And try to beat the DLCs and stuff for Evil Within 2, because it's scheduled to come out 10/13/2000.
Friday the 13th.
For Quake Champions, it says Microsoft Windows.
Okay.
So we can assume Xbox PC.
Or Xbox and Windows 10 stored. Not
Okay.
necessarily Steam.
Okay.
So Xbox.
Any thoughts on the Evil Within? It
I'm
didn't really
excited
show
for
a
it.
whole lot of gameplay. It was more trailer.
Yeah, definitely more trailer.
They're definitely trying to go more towards the psychedelic part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how the end of it turned out anyway.
I wonder now, you piqued my interest too in getting greater about the expansions. Because when I left it, I mean, I didn't know.
I didn't even know the expansions came.
Which they may
I
not.
forgot about them.
It may not have been out when I finished. Because I finished, it wasn't too terribly long after the game had come out. So now these expansions may be fairly new. I mean, between the time I did finish and now. So
I would love to see, where they went from the game. And then Wolfenstein, the new Colossus.
The New Order was fan-fucking-tastic.
I keep hearing that, but I haven't got to check it out yet.
it's very good. Graphically, too, one of the best looking games at the time, especially.
And a smooth 60 frames a second.
Trailer, though, at the very end, massive wars going on. And, this guy, I guess, decides to take some, acid. And, he ends up chasing this little, figure around, picked him up and, carried him off. It was very, kind of psychedelic. It was interesting, but really cool.
Well, definitely, I'll definitely...
Since we were talking about Wolfenstein, one of the major things they showed with Quake Champions was you get to play as BJ Blazkowski, which is the guy you play as in Wolfenstein. I don't know about the older ones. I never played the Wolfenstein 1 and 2, or even the one on PS3. But on the New Order, I know you play as BJ. And in the new one, you do also.
That's pretty cool. That's really it for the Bethesda show. If anything was lacking the most, it was probably this show right here. It was good. It was good. The stuff they showed, as far as the new content.
Yeah.
What hurt it the most was no one. Look, I'm sorry, but did you feel like no one really applauded at the Skyrim? It was kind of
There was that a lot about several of the conferences.
yeah. It just wasn't a lot. I think people are starting to get tired of revamped
I want that
data
new.
every year. Every year, it's revamp.
Yeah. Like I said, those last two games
Skyrim. I think Skyrim's been at every E3 since 2017.
Possibly, yeah.
People
Like
are
you
tired
know
of
what to
seeing
expect.
it. I'm sorry. It was a bad idea to put on Switch.
As far as a grade for this one, just because of those last two games, I want to give it a C.
Yeah. I would say...
I'm gonna enjoy the Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say a C. But for me, a C minus, which, again, I said I loved every show, and I did.
Mhm.
Every show was better than last year's show to me. But if any show was the worst, it was this one. I give it a C minus.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact. Really, too much old data, not enough new.
I guess the only thing, like I said, talk about those last two games. We already talked about Evil Within. It comes out the Friday the 13th, October 13th. Wolfenstein comes out October 27th. That's a big deal because those are two really good games coming out basically right back to back. So that's going to be good for Bethesda.
I'm gonna say B minus. I know I will love those games. I'm still undecided on whether or not I love the Evil Within or dislike, whatever. Take the gamble, don't. Gamerz Gamble, little thing. So I'm still undecided on that. One of the biggest sellers, though, is everything they showed, we will be able to play this year.
Yep.
That's probably one of the biggest takeaways. You can look at all the other conferences. Well,
You can't say that about them.
no, you can't say that about any of the other conferences. So, I mean, B minus. I'm definitely going to enjoy the new Colossus. Yeah, but verdict's still out on Evil Within 2, so I'm going to play through that one.
You'll like it.
Yeah.
I will say at the end, it kind of loses its more like fear factor and kind of turns like more
Like different
psychedelic.
chapters or
Very
different fears.
The very beginning of the game, I was like, it's totally different, in my opinion, than, like, say, the rest of the game.
Okay.
Yeah, it all has its own, like, each level or area has its own style.
Definitely, you'll enjoy it. Anyway, that's it at the Bethesda show. I can't really say it right, so what is it? Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
Ubi. Hey man, you just stick with your guns, bro.
Just stick with your
I'm just
guns.
gonna call it Ubisoft.
There you go.
There's no periods.
Asterisk.
You can't do that. I don't know English. So anyway, it was the Ubisoft show.
Okay.
Which I thought was definitely solid. A lot of new stuff. We got a lot of new stuff.
Yeah. Brian, apparently this is his favorite one. That's what he said.
He messaged me, and messaged and said, like, Ubisoft won E3.
Yep.
And this
I
is
agree.
before
I can
Sony
agree
and
with that.
Nintendo's.
Mm-hmm.
He said the crowd just went wild. It was hard to hear everything from the crowd.
Well, like I said, it was new content after new content after new content. And that's what you need at E3. People don't want to see Skyrim version 6 that's from 2011. They want to see Elder Scrolls 6.
Yes.
You know, so it started out with Mario plus Rabbids.
I
Kingdom
misspoke
Battle.
on that one last time. I was calling it Cross Rabbids last week.
Mhm.
So it's
Plus Rabbids, yeah.
Yeah.
Kingdom
Rabbids.
Battle.
Now, we still didn't see a lot about it then, though, so what do we know about it now? Really nothing else? Other
I
than...
really didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
My bad.
I know it's turn-based, I believe.
Mhm.
Okay. So is it like a Mario Party game?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. You can say that.
I didn't like Raving Rabbids when it was Rayman.
Okay.
I don't like Rabbids now. I do like Mario. I just hope it's not Mario, like something like Mario Olympic. I hated those games. I understand they did good in some situations, but I just really didn't care for them. So,
I just hope it does good for Mario, you know?
me too. Mario don't need. Mario's
I
going
don't
to do good
think-
with the Odyssey.
This game could probably, if you put it in, download it, get your day one patch, which we all know every game does,
Yeah.
and then it just gives you a big old shit emoji. Like, I still don't think it would tarnish the Mario brand.
No.
Yeah, that's true. It's just at a whole nother level where I guess anything
Well,
can't hurt
Mario.
it.
Which I
any
want
Mo-
that to happen now.
There's only like. There really is no such thing as like a shit Mario Nintendo title game.
Mm.
Now there are bad.
Mario-
No.
Mario
Let me
Virtual
say it.
Boy.
Let me say it.
Mario Virtual Boy.
There wasn't a Mario Virtual Boy game. That was Wario.
You flipped that in.
No, the only bad Mario game was Mario Missing in Time, which was not a Nintendo title. They gave the rights. It was on a Nintendo console, but they gave the rights to someone else to make the game. It was shit. They learned their lesson. They never did it again.
Yeah, they never put it outside again.
So, but since then, though, there's never been... there has never been... that's Mario Clash, not a Mario game, though. Like...
Now you're just fucking like, I understand you don't like English, but now you're just picking.
Now I'm just picking. No, that was more like I think, like, Mario Brothers, like the 1981 one, where it was like...
Talking about Super Mario Brothers, and then...
Like, where there was, like, verses where you had, like, the POW in the middle. It was something like that, Mario Clash was. I'm talking about a side-scrolling, like, Mario game. Because they even had, like, Mario Soccer, or Mario Golf, I'm sorry. Or no, tennis, sorry.
Yeah.
On the Virtual Boy. So, let me go back and
Choose
say,
your words!
There's not been a bad Mario side-scrolling game.
What about Mario 3D?
Mario 3D wasn't bad.
Let's get this on Nintendo. We're on the Ubi right now.
Well, we're technically on Nintendo too, because Mario's name got brought up. But I digress.
He's a plumber from Brooklyn, okay?
He's Italian.
After that, Assassin's Creed: The Origins.
Oh my god! Like, I want to read this Game Informer, Garrett.
Yes.
I still have $65 in my bank. I want to spend it on Assassin's Creed. Sell it.
Okay, so I have read that Game Informer article, and man, like, if I wasn't already sold already, like you said earlier, I am now. First of all, the creators of Black Flag is making it.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome, because I love Black Flag, so, you know, if that has any inclination of how the game's going to be, it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
It started working on it right after Black Flag, so it's been in development a whole long time.
2013.
I was going to say, it was 13 or 14, I can't remember.
That's when the new current gen launched.
And, you know, we've talked about this before, you know, Assassin's Creed's known for making a game every year. I know they took time off last year because of the movie, but that's about how development time seems like it is. About a year, give or take.
2 years. It was between two different developers.
Oh, that's right. So they did it every other year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, still, you know, we got longer development time for this game, and it shows. Just some highlights here about it. AI is now controlled on a night-day cycle. I don't know if they all were in other games, but...
No.
Okay. Because just some of the things they kind of related to that was...
that is actually beautiful. Now, that... It helped me put in a lot of time with Oblivion, because they had what they called then was like Radiant. Like, everybody would have to eat, some people would have to go to work, kids would just play during the day, sometimes go to school, but stuff like that. And that just overall makes the world feel much more alive.
Yeah, and that's what I actually said they use as references. They got to eat, sleep, work cycle, and even bathroom breaks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to feel more alive, like you said.
I'm going to make somebody lose control of their bladder.
I'm gonna be a peeping Tom.
Maybe that's what they were going with there. They said you can loot ships and ruins that's actually underwater, so we're gonna be able to go underwater again, so it's awesome. Eagle vision is actually literally eagle vision. You have an eagle now that flies around above.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, it's no longer, you know, what's that?
I've not made
like
that correlation
yet. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. It'll be a lot more user.
For the Assassin's Creed buffs, it is the actual origins.
Yes.
Fourth in the title of the Brotherhood.
Yep. That's the next one. Origin story of the Brotherhood.
Okay.
Yep. Which is awesome. I think some of these are just kind of like quick ones, like shield. Your shield, you can block arrows and take them and put it in your quiver, like take it as ammo. Poison arrows that kill enemies now create like a area effect. Okay. So like when you get enemies get close to that dead body, they actually get poisoned, and it's good for clearing out camps and stuff. Has a gladiator-style arena. Don't know if this is multiplayer, because I don't think it's been confirmed if there is multiplayer in this one. I don't think there is.
I'm fairly certain there isn't.
Yeah, because the only one that had that was Unity.
What?
Co-op multiplayer, like where you could join others. I think it was Unity.
The other stuff was like hide-and-seek multiplayer. It was competitive.
So gladiator-style arena, but I don't know exactly what that's going to be like. You can spare or kill enemies, which has no consequences on the game whatsoever, which is good. I'm curious about this. Okay, so according to the Game Informer article, the game runs at 60 FPS on Xbox One X. But they said, and maybe this wasn't Game Informer, maybe it's just something I've seen, but they say it only runs on 30, at least the demo they were playing, on PC, it's 30 frames per second. Is that possible?
That has to be...
Because, I mean, I know they can optimize it for Xbox One X solely.
You realize the amount of shit they will get from PC?
That's what I thought.
If they actually have it locked.
At 30 on PC and 60 on a console. Yeah, I couldn't get that. I was like, that just don't make no sense. Maybe it was a typo. Maybe I read it wrong. I need to go back. So that is not confirmed for anyone listening. Just check that on your own. But that is what I thought I seen. I just couldn't really buy it, but definitely do more research. But anyways, that's kind of all to say. It looks amazing, and I can't wait. There was one little thing I want to mention, though. Did y'all see it is literally a long name. It's like Xbox, or Assassin's Creed Origins Limited Collector's Edition something. It's $800. No console. Just comes with a 28-inch statue.
And a hooker.
But expensive one. Yeah, $800. So
She best know how to clean dishes, too. Because she's going to feed me also $800.
Goddamn right.
I know she's got the money.
That's crazy. Can I play with it?
It is
Not articulated?
No, it is very detailed, but I mean,
Okay.
what do you expect? You're paying $800. But okay, so this week too, the gold PS4 was released.
And silver.
There's silver. Yeah. What I thought is the gold though would be awesome to come with this game, is in this collector's edition, because it's Egypt gold. Would have been cool. It does not. It does not come with that. So, proposition of buying this, I know obviously people will, but $800 is way too much. I think they've only stepped down to that is $200. It comes with like a half-size version of the big statue you can get.
For half, you get
Half.
1/4 less.
That's a 300%, increase from 200 to 800.
That's a 400%.
Yeah, 2468.
2 times 4 is what?
Math is
equals
hard.
1. Look, I had a
I didn't
troublesome
come here to
day.
fucking math, damn it.
I didn't mean 300. I'm sorry, 400. It was a rough day at work, Philip.
English is hard, math is hard.
Yeah.
I just gamed.
I'll just tell you where the tape measure is.
I can't figure this shit out.
I just stuck it on the shelf. You're literally looking at it, asking me. Anyway, so...
Oh, man. Okay. Can you take my 6584 right now? I'm sold.
Put it on that way.
Yeah.
well, after Assassin's Creed Origins, which got me excited watching it, too. It looked... I want to play... I'm wishing 3 would hurry up and get here so I can start on it.
3 was amazing.
I'm ready to... I'm ready... 3, the Assassin's Creed 3. I haven't got to play it.
Revolutionary War.
I've beaten everything up to that point, but they never put 3 on the PS4. So I'm just waiting.
Can you play Rogue?
Now I can play... Well, what do you mean, Rogue?
Assassin's Creed Rogue.
It was the one after Black Flag, right?
With Black.
Yeah, like
it was
come out-
after Black Friday.
It was a little bit after.
No, I
wasn't
haven't
it?
played it. I want to play them in order. Like, I know, not timeline order,
Okay.
actual, like,
Release order.
release order.
Okay.
Because, like, the game gets better each time, and I don't want to, like, play one game which is, like, phenomenal, and then go back, and it's like, okay.
Because, actually, Assassin's Creed 4 is right before 3.
Mhm. So, that's the only reason why. If it was timeline, I would stick with the timeline, but...
No, it's 4, and then Rogue, and then 3.
Mhm. Now, I want to play them in, like, actual playing order, like, when they came out. So, but anyway, that's it with Assassin's Creed Origins. Can't wait for it. I'm going to watch a lot of YouTube videos. The Crew 2 got announced, and I like The Crew. So, what do you think they can add? Like a GPS? Maybe we can travel to my house? The
The amount of... That That sounds fantastic. I just don't know if that's plausible.
I know you're going to have probably more areas.
I'm being sarcastic going to my house. I'm not technically, I don't mean that really.
Or even your
That
town.
would be really scary to be able to go to someone's house and like start looking around.
Like they use Google Maps or whatever.
Yeah, like what if when they use
Street
Google
View,
Maps and one of them is like, you see someone
partnership.
like hiding like a key or like killing somebody. I think was what we were talking about last time.
Oh shit.
911. I think I just witnessed something. But to be able to go, like, I would love to go to my hometown.
Yeah.
Like, maybe have cities, or at least, like, cities that have, like, more than, like, maybe 25,000 people, let's say. And that's still a pretty good amount.
Still here. That's Vegas up.
Yeah.
We're at 30.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, have it to where, like, towns, that might be a little bit more than what we want to.
50,000 or 50 or 100 or I don't know how many Jacksons.
Well, still,
That's
like,
pretty cool.
have Jackson. Like, Jackson's known all the way to war. Everybody knows who Jackson is.
Who Jackson?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
all the time, I got people that live in Utah that know what Jackson, Tennessee is.
Yeah. We will. When somebody asks, we'll say essentially Jackson.
And they know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's got to be invent something, because I actually not played the Crew. I just found out who owned it. It was like a free game at one point.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember when. So I haven't played it, but I have heard, you said Nashville's in it, I believe. Memphis.
Yeah, well, I mean, it ain't like all of Nashville, but it's like
it's Nashville.
the three key points of Tennessee is in this game.
Yeah.
It's like Knoxville, Tennessee, and I think Memphis.
So do you think they'll just flesh those cities out even more, or do you think it'll be those and then add some, like even smaller ones? I would think they would have to do something even bigger for there being another Crew game.
Right. It needs to
Gotta
have
invent it somehow better.
the reason to add that to it.
What did the Crew come out on? Was it
No, it was PS4.
a PS4 game? I couldn't remember.
Well, I mean, what was cool about the Crew is we could get on and we could ride together.
Yeah. And it took a while,
Can we
right?
die together?
Ride or die.
Well, you can always die on a video game.
Bad boys for life.
Yeah.
You said it's a lengthwise, like
Yeah,
coast
it's.
to coast,
I think it takes. If you was to start driving, I've heard it would take like an hour or so to drive from one side of the map to the other, and that's a pretty good distance.
It is, yeah. I think I remember
You
that
can change
too.
vehicles on the fly.
Literally, and then turn into a plane.
He made a jump and then turned into a freaking plane.
I forgot about they did add that, where you can do like it's not just vehicles anymore; it's planes. Like,
Well, that would definitely say
cars,
that.
bikes, boats, and planes. all
Well, if
inside.
any game where you add like planes, your size is going to double. I don't care what game it is. So that tells me that the map's going to be even bigger. It's going to take longer to go across. Which after last year's No Man's Sky, you can make a game pretty big,
No Man's Sky. Rip.
Rip.
You're right. Obviously, the bigger, the faster vehicles get, and especially planes, you're going to have to make the map bigger to make it feel big.
Yeah.
So therefore, if you're in a vehicle, you're really going to be having to spend a lot of time driving, which is awesome. Yeah, I want a big map.
I can be like,
That's
Garrett,
one of
you
the
want to go
biggest
test
features.
driving? Come on, man, let's go.
Yeah.
Or Phil, come
I'll
on.
meet you up in Memphis, and we'll head out to Vegas. That'd be really
It's one of
awesome.
the bigger features. It doesn't necessarily talk about the map.
I'll ride with Phil as long as there's no one in the car with guns.
It was a crazy time, man.
Yeah. No, anyway, so...
Early 2018. So.
No, that happened years ago, not in the future.
Well,
No, that was just funny. After The Crew 2, South Park: The Fractured Butthole came out.
fractured butthole or butthole
Butthole?
or butthole.
TV for my bungle.
Yeah, looks awesome.
Man, I loved the first one, and I'm fairly certain I'm going to enjoy the second one.
Superheroes, right?
Yeah.
Mysterion. Or The King. I can't wait for it. I'm so excited about it. I hope member berries are summoned in this one. I'm really liking them. Member?
You don't have to wait till October 17th. So.
Oh,
Again, right
I
around
know
the
I'm going
corner.
to buy it too.
The fourth game in October.
Oh, yeah, October and November is stacked.
Yeah, I'm gonna be broke. Transference was announced. Do we know anything about that?
I think this was one Phil was talking about.
Yeah, Asylum first-person game.
Mhm.
Yeah. Spring 2018, so
We
it's
still
still in
didn't see a
development.
whole lot of it.
No, we really didn't.
But it kind of looked horror, and then it kind of turned into like maybe more like a puzzler.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah.
It's like the one guy, like, I guess the doctor was talking to you, like,
Yeah.
and then, it was very ominous, yeah. Yeah, we didn't see a lot about it, but it looked really good.
Skull and Bones. That was the one I was talking about earlier.
Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, minus the Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Takes the good, well, I'm going to say the good parts, because the whole game was great, but
Yeah.
the sea battles, or the ship battles, taking that out and put it in a new game, which is funny because last week we talked about this, I think we had mentioned that there was supposed to be a game that was like Assassin's Creed Black Flag without Assassin's Creed name,
Yeah, we just
And
didn't
that's
know
what
what
this
it
was.
was.
Yeah, didn't know what it was, now we do.
And also, it will have sea shanties.
Yes.
Those sea shanties. And more. So, what would you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with it? Man, I'll sing that shit. Like,
I actually, yeah.
Now, last but definitely not least, I finally got to play this game 3 years ago. I bought it for my PS3. And the second I played it all the way through, got 100%. It was a lot of fun. But I also heard years before that, it was like every E3, I always heard this name get brought up. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Every E3, people were hoping for it to come. And I think last year is when finally they said, okay, well maybe it's coming, Never came. This year they had a trailer and it blew me away. It's what made the show for me. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is finally here.
Do you
well,
play the first one, right? You played the first one, you said?
Yes, I
Have
beat
you
the
played
first
it?
one.
no.
Okay. When you watch the trailer, this is perfect. You've played it. You haven't. When you watch the trailer, did you know exactly what it was for? Like, or you was like took a while?
When I saw the pig,
Okay.
I knew exactly what it was.
And I
didn't know if it was the same character, but when I saw the design and how kind of like the bar looked and everything, I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I was jumping up and down. Melody told me to shut up.
So the
and it was
characters, most of the characters you've seen are from the first game, or is it like
They look like them.
okay?
So, it just has its own unique art style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It looked awesome. I was
I do want to
Really,
say
really
that's
blown
not
away.
the first trailer for it. But it's like the most recent one since like in 10 years.
Yeah.
oh wow!
Yeah.
That's
How
what
was
I'm
the first
saying.
game?
Like, it's like
Xbox.
Xbox.
wow! I didn't know
No,
that.
PlayStation. It came out on
Maybe.
PlayStation also.
But, it's been
But
a
no,
long time.
it came out, and then there was a trailer. Not a trailer, but I think it was, I can't remember what showing it was, but it was like Beyond Good and Evil 2. And people got
PlayStation 2.
Yeah. A lot of people got
That's
excited
crazy.
about it. And we haven't heard nothing since.
November 11th, 2003.
So I just beat it, not years ago. I always seen it at like video stores or Walmart when I was growing up, but
Who makes it? Is it
Ubi.
yeah.
Man, when I seen it, I was like, this has got to be a major game. They're ending, because it was getting to the point where the conference was probably about to end. It's like, it's got to be their ending. It looked amazing. I was like, what game is this? And that is really shocking. It has been that long since the first one. I mean,
I mean, people have wanted it for years. It was basically one of those games that was like Half-Life 3. It was like, we
Or
wanted it.
Psychonauts 2.
Yeah, like we wanted it, but we just never got it. We never got to,
It's definitely a vocal cult classic.
mhm. And I understand now. When I beat it, I was like, this game is amazing.
Really, is it that good?
I
Because I have it on
thought
Xbox
so.
One.
No, I mean, to say it's like
did it age well?
a game.
Could you play it now?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely play it now.
It'll still be good.
Now, look, is it like up to the standards of like today's video games? No.
Yeah, definitely not.
But if you remember what like Jack and Daxter was like, or not Ratchet and Clank, but Jack and Daxter, it has the Jack and Daxter feel to it
Okay.
a lot more. It's a fun game, and it's not too hard. You could beat it in probably 8 hours,
Okay.
and it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
When do you think there was no release date? When do you think you'll see this game come out?
I don't think we'll see it until 2019. Maybe early 2019.
Because there was no gameplay. This was straight cinematic story.
Yeah, I don't think
trailer.
they're even close to it.
So
I think we'll finally see something.
It's also to be said this is a prequel.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Oh, okay.
I'm cool with that. It's been 13 years.
Okay.
Like, by this time, stop correcting me. So anyway, that was it.
And it's in a different solar system. I don't know.
Okay.
Apparently, solar system's a thing or something.
Different planets was a thing.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of... There wasn't other galaxies. I think it was planets in this one.
All right.
I can't really remember now. Oh, yeah, I remember. Anyway, so... What would y'all rank this show? Me, personally, it was the highlight of the night, or the week. I gave it an A. Not an A plus, but an A. I mean, because like I said... No, I'm even going to go A plus. Because they showed us everything new. Everything that, like, we were shown is not like half-ass games that did okay.
Not everything. South Park, Far Cry 5.
Well, I mean, not everything, but everybody was excited for these games. I mean,
but people actually did cheer for every one of these games.
Yeah, every one of them. And that's what you need. I was excited for every one of the games I saw. And I can't say that for any other conference.
That's what set it apart, though, is like you said, everybody was excited for each of the games. And you can't say that with the rest of the conferences. I mean, there was definitely some games, and the others were just like, okay.
So I will give an A plus for this. Definitely a good job for what they did.
I'm going to give it a B plus. Like you said, most of the games we've seen we hadn't seen before. And they all were strong titles. It wasn't just some, no names. And the ones that we had already seen, like Far Cry 5, for instance, we hadn't really known about it for very long. So it was still kind of new to me. Now, South Park, it had been in the works for a while. Yeah.
This is the second E3.
But it didn't take up a lot of the show floor time.
No.
They didn't really delve on it too much. So,
Excuse me.
yeah, I give it a B plus. It was a good conference.
That's what I wrote down with B plus. Like, phenomenal games. Far Cry 5, I'm going to enjoy. Early 2018. Assassin's Creed, I'm definitely going to enjoy. South Park, absolutely loved the first one. I've not seen anything like another sequel we'll talk about here soon. I've not that I've actually loved. And Beyond Good and Evil 2. I've never played the first one, but I knew what it was. Like this is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely a strong B plus, like the higher end of B pluses if we were going the numerical grade. I was blown away when I was getting messages. I was at work, and I was getting the messages in our group chat and about everything that they were talking about. Mm-hmm. Definitely a strong showing, and I'm glad Aisha Taylor came back, and hopefully she will next year too. Hashtag Girlwood.
Yeah, about that. She wasn't there this time, was she?
She hosted it.
Who?
Aisha Taylor.
Oh,
it's the voice of Lana for Archer.
Yeah. See, what happened was...
She got killed in Watch Dogs.
Did I watch... See, we didn't watch this live, though, because it came on... We just went to the conference and watched it on YouTube. Because I was like, She usually does. And I was like, I didn't think about it. I never seen her. It's because I didn't watch the live show.
That could have been what it was.
Yeah, I think I just watched the...
Anyway, so that was it of that conference. Now, the one I was most excited about, still wasn't the best, but the one I'm always more excited about is the Sony conference. That's the one that I go and I stay in touch with because that's, my primary console. Mm-hmm. So, whatever they release is what I'm going to be playing the next year, or year and a half. So, to start it off with the show with Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. You can never go wrong with Uncharted.
Unless you play on Vita.
Yeah, unless you play on Vita, but that's different.
That was actually pretty good also, but, it's not the gold standard of...
I'm really bummed out that I can't play as Nathan Drake. Nathan Fillion made...
What?
You're
fucking retarded.
What did I say?
Nathan Fillion?
Why the fuck did I say Nathan Fillion? Nathan Drake. For some
We
reason,
said Nathan
You said
Drake.
Nathan Drake,
Nathan
and then you're
Fillion.
like, I don't know, whatever.
I'm tired. I've been up
I'm
early.
not even done correcting.
Fucking tape measures and
Are
shit.
you selling hammers today?
Too many. And a machete. Pretty
Yeah,
sure he killed somebody.
I was gonna ask that though. What do y'all think about not playing as Nathan Drake? You know, I mean, I don't know because again, this is not something I'm proud of, but I have not played him, so I can't really chime in.
That.
I've heard too
probably
many
gonna-
people say it's amazing.
For your reputation, I'm probably going to cut that out.
Just kind of like mumbled me out.
Yeah.
He's having problems.
I'm bummed out about it. Just like
I see why not. I mean, does this continue after Uncharted 4?
I've heard it. I've heard it doesn't. I've heard it takes place like an in between time, like between 4 and. Maybe you can find out more because I mean mine's just purely like what I've heard.
What's good though is now these characters you do play as, or the girl you play as, she is in the game, right?
Yeah, both of
So
them are.
it's not just some new person that's just you don't know who it is.
Chloe's been from like the last 3 games and 2, 3, and 4.
What?
Chloe.
So,
Chloe?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was introduced in 2, a little bit in 3. Was she in 4?
She might not have been in 4. She might not have been in 4. But anyway, and the new girl,
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
think of her name.
Like, that ass though.
Yeah, I know.
so it's good. It's
The
still in
other
the
girl's
family.
from 4.
Yeah, Nadine.
she's a
Nadine,
badass.
yeah.
She's
whooped Drake's ass, man.
not just Drake's
And his brother.
and his brother at the same time.
At the
she is
same
bad.
time. I was like, I have been launched from a tower and clinged onto it with my fingertips. Drake's got this. He didn't
Nope.
have this.
She had that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited. And it actually, now that I think about it, I don't have a release date on this.
Well, let
August
me say
22nd.
this.
Okay.
Let me say this. What bums me out is like I said, Nathan Drake. His type of comedy made it fun to play the game.
Nolan North
Yeah,
definitely has timing down. Even when he voices stuff for Saints Row.
he gave the characters life. He's good about giving characters life.
Yeah.
So much. Even
And-
in, what was that 360 game? It just got remastered for Xbox.
I'm not sure.
Side-scrolling. You're essentially Nathan Drake. He's a side-scrolling Metroid-esque.
I can't think of it. I
Okay.
don't know. But the thing that worries me about this game is like Chloe wasn't really a comedy character. It was like the series itself was like serious, but Nathan Drake wasn't. He had like serious parts, but you know his character was like kind of comic relief. I would say it added comedy and enjoyment into the game, and with him out of it, how much of this game is going to be like dark or more? I don't know what the word to use, but it's like just not as comedy or comedical, which made Uncharted's great.
I was going to ask you that. What do you think is the one thing on Uncharted, since I haven't played them, and you probably have both different opinions on it, that makes this game, like, one to play? Or,
It's
like,
it's kind of the humor, you know. It's
talking
the
about the
action.
franchise?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
as
it's
a-
like
as a
action
whole.
meet with the humor. It's like
So it's a mixture. Not
it's
just
kind of like
a
watching
thing.
Spider-Man go when he like gets nervous and he runs his mouth. Like it's the same way with Uncharted. It's like Nathan Drake can't shut up. You know,
Yeah.
like he's sitting there like bloodied up,
And
but he
he'll make
still
a crack a
runs
joke.
his mouth.
It's,
Oh, okay.
it's kind of the same instances. Drew Carey had a heart attack in late 90s. Maybe it was early 2000s. He was dying. And the ambulance, paramedics were rushing over there. And he was like, have you taken anything? And it's in his core to make a joke. He was like, well, I just took some Viagra. Like, but not really. Okay? Like, it's... I knew Uncharted was... Uncharted 1, power through that. I don't think it aged well. Okay? Uncharted 2 is a fucking gem. Like,
Probably I like 4 more, but 2 will always be like probably the best game
There's
of the
a-
series.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're going through a dilapidated area, and you're in a war, you're pretty much in a war zone, and He's got done fighting some stuff. He's hurt, and he's walking through a hallway. He's like, I don't know, things really can't get worse. And he says, but I swear to God, if a fucking zombie jumps out. Like, I knew right then, like, this is going to be one of my favorite games ever. Right? And it's just a masterpiece. And 3, bigger and better, and gameplay aspects. Uncharted does everything so well, but not one thing exceeds it. It's a culmination of everything that makes the games great. It's a jack of all trades, but a master of none.
Yeah.
Okay. And those other games are so well. It doesn't matter if Nathan Drake's not in it. These characters had enough life in it that I'm still interested.
You think they'll reference Nathan
Yes.
in there?
Oh, yeah.
Both of them have, like, one of them has a
big
romantic
past.
history,
Yeah.
and one of them has, like, I just kicked his entire family's
He wound
ass.
up with somebody else, but I slick wanted it to be Chloe in Uncharted 2.
I didn't.
Yeah.
No.
She looked like you could fuck her hard.
See-
You're talking about digital characters. Whatever.
But you say this
They
is
were
like
modeled after real people. Man.
like a male version of like a Tomb Raider game. I think I've heard it as described a little bit.
In a way, Tomb Raider's more finding treasure as far as, like, on the outside, while Uncharted is more like there's like
you
a
go to
meaning.
more cities in Uncharted.
Yeah.
I mean, if I wasn't already sold before, I'm definitely sold now.
Oh,
and
please,
I
please.
just always I always see it sitting there staring at
Like-
me in the face.
I don't work for Sony, but the Nathan Drake collection.
Uh-huh.
I mean, do yourself.
Well, I've got
Player.
the collection, and I got the, well, of course, 4, but yeah, I kind of. Yeah.
You should power through the first one.
Yeah.
Like,
It won't take you long. 6 hours.
And that's what I heard. I mean, it's not like I'm like
Just
going to
play it on
spend it
easy.
forever on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely will be starting it soon. Because that's a series I just
Before
beat
Destiny
myself
2.
on. Yeah, definitely.
You can beat
yeah,
the first
definitely.
3 games if you actually power through them.
like 20 hours maybe.
Yeah, you can beat them in
Okay.
one day. All 3 of them.
Duly noted.
But be wary. Franchise fatigue kind of sets in.
Yeah.
From some people I've talked into getting it, but I played them in release. So, wow. Okay.
Anyway, that's it of Uncharted 4.
Lost Legacy.
After that, the Horizon Zero Dawn, the Frozen Wilds. Still haven't got to play Horizon yet.
I'm excited.
Again,
We already got
you're
a
doing
DLC.
yourself a disservice for not.
I know,
Yeah.
I want to so bad.
Especially you got a new TV.
Well, I was going to start Prey, but my game fried, so I'm going to wait for the PS Pro before I catch up on anything. So here lately, I've just been playing Friday 13th and a little bit of Marvel. I think we talked about that earlier. I'm not even going to download Destiny until I get my PS Pro. I'm just going to, just kind of chill, catch up on some TV shows I have been. I've been watching wrestling again. It's like it opened up new windows for me that I haven't had in a long time.
Like I'm
Now
free.
that I don't have all these games. So,
Yeah,
But you
Destiny
definitely play
Cloud.
Horizon.
Yeah.
It's,
I haven't finished it. But
and apparently they done it. I sent you pictures. Like,
Mhm.
it deletes everything not in view. Right? So that's the reason why what you see looks so fucking gorgeous.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So, like, or maybe it's just, like, extremely low rendered behind it, and then it just quickly renders it up whenever you look in that direction.
Because it looks beautiful.
Oh,
Like it is a very
Yeah.
good looking game.
Like, it didn't look like it should have been from this gen. Maybe next. But that it's giving you whatever the field of view is. And then it's a absolutely phenomenal game. Doobie platinumed it.
really?
Yeah. And he don't game.
What do you think this Frozen Wilds is going to be? A continuation of the story of some sort?
I
Or
don't know.
They haven't really said. Well,
there's
and
definitely
actually,
a continuation to the story, right?
I haven't beat
Oh, my bad.
it. No, you haven't spoiled anything. But
It's
another
not a
thing
year
is,
old yet, Philip.
Honestly, I haven't went back and watched it because the problem is every time I watched the conference or parts of it like twice.
Yeah.
But this part here, the audio was cut out on most of it.
It did.
Yeah, on not just the stream I was watching, I think it was the show. And so I need to go back and actually just watch the trailer. You know,
Like on PlayStation's YouTube channel.
yeah, the actual trailer, not from the show. Just so I could kind of hear what's going on because I couldn't hear anything. But 2017, so again, don't have to wait very long for that, which is awesome.
After that, Days Gone, which we saw a little bit last year on it.
Yep.
Looked
Horizon, still unknown whether or not where it takes place in the story.
okay. But with Days Gone, I was blown away last year.
This is open world.
Right. That's actually what I was getting at. I was thinking this year, because a lot of times when you have 2 years back to back when they show something, it's like the next year, kind of like, you still get excited, but it's not, it's like the same thing. They blew me away this year too.
I can't wait to jump into it. It looks like they're marking off all the boxes to actually make an open world game, like hiding around some stuff. But I'm extremely interested in getting ready to play that game. Like, okay, it's gonna be an open world. I essentially know what's gonna be in it, right? Like, vehicles and blah this, blah that. But I can't wait. Like.
So, I mean, like, think about this, though, and this is what got me thinking, and even when you were saying it, when we were talking about State of Decay earlier tonight, imagine a world that's open, like State of Decay, but the zombies are, like, 10 times more scary, like Days Gone. I'm terribly scared of those kind of zombies.
Or just like the Pat mentality, like World War Z zombies.
Yeah, and it's like
man.
you'd be, like, riding. It's like The Walking Dead. It's like literal nightmares I've had of zombies, like driving down the road in dreams, and zombies just coming up on you.
A wave of zombie.
A wave of zombie that doesn't end, chasing you.
Not
or
like the little
surrounding
slow
you.
walking horde zombies that, I guess,
they can slowly overrun you.
Yeah.
Like, these things won't stop
They
chasing
actually
you.
call them freakers in the game.
In Days Gone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So it actually is not favorable for you to ride in a vehicle. It's, you know, like, you could be walking, I've heard, like, you could be even
Let me
walking...
reiterate, open fucking world, like, if you're sitting there, he drives a motorcycle, right? So, like, those typically aren't quiet.
Yeah.
And the way these things run, you know, they'll be like... Which, another thing is, too, y'all see the animals? Like
bear
the wolf, well, the bear, yeah, but the wolves, even the wolves were like rabid wolves, and they were like chasing him on his motorcycle. They were actually catching up to him.
Most forms of media for the zombies, I don't know why it's such a dirty word to call things zombies, but they usually don't touch on undead animals, right?
Yeah, I noticed that.
And
it's like cruelty. Because you got to kill them, obviously.
like, I can't wait to see how that changes some things. And I hope that we can turn the zombies against the raiders or whatever they're called in fairly intelligent ways instead of just knocking down a barricade and then...
Yeah, letting them kind of chase
Well,
them.
that was still a pretty...
I like that.
I did too.
That was really good. You use it as a tactical advantage, sort of.
Like, I get that it showed that we can do it.
Uh-huh.
I hope it's not just that simple.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Mm.
I agree.
Anyway, more to come. I can't wait. They said it's coming out this year.
Yeah. No, is it?
2017.
Hush your mouth.
No.
Yep.
Oh my God, you gave me a portion.
But they said 2017. It could be December. It could be...
Well,
hopefully be sooner than that.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably show it at Gamescom or something.
And that's another thing I want to mention, too. Last year we seen it. Looked great. Got me really excited for it. They showed it again this year. I was like, okay, more Days Gone. Man, I'm even more excited. Like, that's a big deal. If you see gameplay last year and more gameplay this year, still get excited. Like, more excited. It's awesome.
After that, Monster Hunter World, I think that was the one that I didn't really hear any claps as far as like
I didn't even hear a laughter when it showed everything. I was like, ooh, ah. But when I was watching, but I don't know.
And not to say Monster Hunter was a bad game. I remember the PS2 version was rare even when I was younger.
Maybe like
and
2 hours of it.
I played about maybe 20, 25 hours. I borrowed it from a friend. He let me play it, and I never got to play it again. It was good. But since then, I don't know. You know, it seems like they've kind of updated it then. I was more excited about it as a trailer, like as he was fighting that big the carnivores, dinosaur, whatever.
Hold on. It said it's a 2018 game.
Okay.
Days
okay.
Gone. Were you looking at it too?
No, I was trying to see if I could find it. I thought I seen where it said 2017.
There was a may have been duped. A montage trailer of the official PlayStation channel, which may have since been removed, by the way, accidentally included a December 29th release date for Days Gone. Two things, no scale. This game is launching after Christmas. That's just suicide. Second thing, Sony already said that its E3 2017 press conference, which is Sony being developed, the venture is part of, focused on 2018 games.
Okay. Well, there you go. 2018.
And
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's got to be real close, though, because we've already seen 2 years. I mean, last year and this year of gameplay, a lot of gameplay. So
Yeah.
it can't be far. I mean, it's got
Can't
to be
be.
early 2018. if it
But
is.
Monster Hunter World, it looked fun to kill those, like the big beasts, like different ways to kind of trick him and slam his head with that big massive sword. Still, it's still like a game that...
Do you think it would be the same Monster Hunter, just with the power of PlayStation?
Yes.
Quote unquote.
I think that's why it got the reaction it did.
Okay.
Because essentially every Dragon or Monster Hunter game I've played is the same game.
I think Capcom picked the wrong game to bring to Sony. I wanted Onimusha.
I'm ready for a new Onimusha title.
Dawn
Played-
of Dreams was fantastic.
Have you ever played those? They played like Resident Evil, the first ones,
No.
but
So
it was like
swords.
more
Oh,
swords
okay.
and stuff,
Samurai.
and the story was just
Oh my god.
kick ass. Now, I wish Mystic was here for this because he was talking about it. It wasn't necessarily what he wanted, but he did get a form of it in Shadows of the Colossus.
I think that was me.
really. Oh, that was you. That was you.
No,
Okay,
that
I'm
was totally
sorry.
him.
I'm
He was
sorry. I'm
like-
sorry.
Because Twisted was like, I don't remember the name of them. He was like, you think we'll see a new game from them? I was like, oh man, Last Guardian just released. There's no way they're going to show a new game. And then Twisty got some fucking insider info.
Man,
Now,
I
I will
was
say this. I
hoping.
kind of feel bad because I really thought this was going to be Shadows of the Colossus 2.
Oh, man, me too.
When I saw
really
it,
did.
I was like, I was getting my phone ready. Like your name, I promise, was like loaded up. I was about ready to text you and be, or
It's like, what do you get
well,
there?
actually, it was like both of you and Chase because I thought it was Chase,
Uh-huh.
but it was both of y'all.
Yeah. I think he was excited about it,
And
too.
when it just said Shadows of Colossus, I was like, God damn it! Like we got Shadows of Colossus for PS3
and originally
and
PS2.
PS2 because I played it first on the PS2. And I was really hoping, I was like, okay, well, so we got it last gen too, so let's get a new one this gen.
Yeah. See, I didn't know about the PS3 remake.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know about that because I never owned a PS3. I was always 360. Man, I'm just so excited though because
I have never played it.
they're
you
so
not?
good.
I've
Like,
never.
I'll say this about Shadows of Colossus.
I have never played a Team Ico game.
That's the only one I played. That's the only one I played.
Okay. What are the other ones? Last Guardian.
I
Last
think
Guardian.
Eco was actually before
Okay.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah,
I
Eco
believe.
was the first one, and then
Yeah.
it was Shadows of Colossus, and then it was
Last
one
Guardian.
more game.
I want to think it is one more game.
Yeah, it was one more game, and then it was The Last Guardian.
Maybe it was even before Shadow of the Colossus.
No, I think Shadows of Colossus was the next title.
I don't know because when I remember they said Shadow of the Colossus, it was like The Last Guardian was in making for 10 years. Is there only 3?
Ico 2001, Shadow of the Colossus 2005. Their next game is the remakes for PS3 is Ico and Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, it's a combo. That's cool.
Yeah, and then The
Because
Last Guardian 2016.
People are like,
Okay.
what's going to make me buy it since it was remade on PS3, and that's another one that they're bringing Ico back too. That's
Shadows of Colossus was one of those games, and you said you never played it.
what? Shadow?
No, I've never played it.
I played it.
Oh,
I
well,
have
Shadows of
never played.
Colossus is like the only bad thing about the game. The only thing is its emptiness.
Yeah, very.
There's
open
not a
world,
lot.
so
It's very open, but not a lot. But once you make it to those giants, and
Colossus?
you're trying to figure out ways to climb up,
How to beat each boss.
and you got stamina. And if you like, there's a flying one, and if you run out of stamina, you
Yeah.
will fall
Yeah, a lot of
the
times,
whole
like,
way down.
if you grab like the back of one of my favorite bosses, you're crawling up him. Like you said, stamina runs out. Like it's so cool. It's very dynamic in a way. Like if you're on his back, he'll be like start shaking, and you try to shake you
Oh,
off.
yeah?
Yeah, and if you don't run out of stamina, you let go. You're flown.
falling.
Yeah, and my favorite boss is just ginormous. So you're having to crawl
That's the
for
one
a while.
that's like on the cover, right?
Yeah, it actually is. He got like
Yeah,
the
when he
shoes, like,
starts
slam.
swinging that, it's like you can feel the weight of it when he
Yeah.
starts like
and you have
coming down.
There's like these little platforms he has to slam because he's got these like bands on his arm. And you
Yeah.
can't crawl up his arm, obviously. So you have to like make him like move over to a certain area and slam this little platform so it like shatters those off of his arms, so you can finally crawl up his fur to get to like his shoulder and then his neck and his head. And there's multiple places to attack him too. They get to his lower back, his head. I think there's one other spot.
And they have the best collectibles too, because as you collect, like one gives you more health, one gives you more stamina, and then if you collect all of them, you actually got masks, didn't you?
I don't remember.
You might have not played it that much, but I did play it a lot.
Okay.
And you got like masks that have like different things. Like I think you eventually got a mask that had like a limited stamina.
Okay, that stuff will make me want to. Like,
yeah, I mean, it makes you like that's the difference between like this and like Assassin's Creed. You know, is like it makes it worth playing.
I play like, cause I remember even when you
collecting.
beat a boss, like you go into the little temple and like the stone version of him like shatters,
Yeah,
and then you just go to the next one. Like before you know it, all of them have been beat. And I actually got a list of all the bosses, so I knew which one to go to, and I had like a little piece of paper and wrote them all down. So you know, there's like
and everyone's unique.
18.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Yeah, and
Oh,
they're
wow,
all
18.
unique.
I thought it was like 7 or 8.
No, there's like
There's quite a
they're
bit. I
very
don't know
unique.
how many there was, but there was quite a bit.
I know they're over 10. I'm gonna say 10 to. Well, that's a big jump, but there's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
there
I
is a
remember
lot,
there
and
was
every one
several.
of them's unique.
I had to write them all down.
Every
so
one
I
of them.
remember. Yeah, great game. Can't wait.
After that came out, Marvel vs. Capcom released a big story demo available. Like after the trailer was out.
I've not played it. I've downloaded it as soon as I heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't downloaded it yet.
As a Marvel fan and a Mega Man fan, Ultron, or Sigma Ultron is his name. They've combined that. I don't know. Maybe it's just fanboy, but that is just so cool. Right?
Very dangerous.
Yes.
Um,
One of the Avengers' greatest villains and X's greatest villain.
mhm. What do y'all think about it? I mean,
I think it looks great.
same here. I'm going to play it for the story. I'm glad that they're coming out with a story.
Yeah. That's one reason probably why I wouldn't. I mean, I would definitely play it for the story. Fighters, unfortunately, I don't spend much time out on them after like stories. I beat them.
Yeah, same
maybe,
here.
which that's probably the biggest waste of money for me. But stories always intrigue me, and with them really, it's gonna have a lot of content if people want to pre-order it. I mean, Street Fighter V, was bare bones. It was only battle, and all this has been added later on via updates. Granted, it got the updates. That's one reason why I would sway from actually pre-ordering it now. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I guess it's going to have its esport. It definitely is esport. MVC 3 definitely esport. So is 2 and 1.
Like I've said it before, I'm glad they're adding story, but at the same time, this game is not meant for like casual gamers like us. It was never intended that way. Maybe when it first came out, it was. Now it is a competitive type event.
Yeah. Like it's. I think in the top 5 of esport, like $100,000 winners.
Yeah. So look more into it. I saw some of the character roster. It looked good. It looked
Ryu,
strong.
Chris, Rocket, no X-Men.
Yeah. I noticed
So,
that.
I mean, like,
I'm glad to get away from it because, like, there was even a Marvel versus Capcom versus X-Men video game.
yeah.
So I
remember
mean,
that.
you got a big enough roster already when you could make a whole separate
think-
game with it.
Quick tangent. Do you think that's because Marvel no longer owns the movie rights to X-Men?
No. I just think, like, in the last game, because, I mean, they still didn't have the rights the last game either. There was, like,
Yeah, but
8
they were
X-Men.
on the verge of actually getting the rights back.
I mean, it might be then.
From X3 to
Yeah. I mean, you might
First
be
Class.
right. You might be right.
2006 to 2011.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you might be right. They weren't very good movies. Maybe they thought they had rights. I mean, you don't see Fantastic Four on there.
No, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sony, again.
And it's going on a Sony console. So,
Yeah,
I mean, you
that's,
still don't see
that's
it.
definitely true.
Or maybe they think that everything that Fantastic Four touches. It's amazing when they'll only bring in Doom, because Doom is the best there is.
I mean, right. I won't argue that.
What do you think of the release date for it?
September 19th, solid release.
Kind of
After
a crowded
Destiny,
area, though, you think?
Well,
Not
it's
for
2
its
weeks,
genre.
Yeah, not
That's
for its
true.
genre, and it's also 2 weeks after Destiny come out. That's actually long enough for a person to go in. I'm telling you, like, the story mode's still probably not going to be
Very long.
Just a few hours, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
even the golden standard by fighters today, probably not competitive-wise, but for content, with... Shit, what are they called? It used to be Midway. In NetherRealm Studios. Like, even their cinematics, they pour everything into and make stories on and everything. Generally 2 hours to 2.5 hours of cinematics. So I don't see Capcom putting that much time into it.
No,
They
I mean,
didn't with Street Fighter V, and it's not very long at all.
Yeah, I think they said that you could beat it in an hour and a half. I
Yeah,
think,
something like
2
that.
hours. It's not very long. So
It'd be
that's
like a
including
good quality
battle.
game with a short amount of time.
I think you could literally go home, get off of Destiny for like 1 day, beat
too
it,
much.
too much, beat it, and then
Shit.
go on. But
Come out like on another console.
I think it's a good release. It's a couple weeks after Destiny's done out,
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I'm sure a lot of people's done beat the story by then.
No, man, we're still gonna be raiding hard.
Yeah, I know
I
that.
mean, like, we gotta have 3 characters.
John, we're gonna need you to rate. I'm at work. I don't really understand the question.
You're telling me what?
Yeah. So after that, Call of Duty World War II. What'd y'all think of that?
I actually didn't even write that down. I gave no shits.
Yeah, it's like, it's okay.
Yes.
It's another Call of Duty. I mean,
Yeah.
it is going back, boots on the ground, but still.
I've
Call of
heard
Duty.
actually good things about it. Even like people who didn't like Call of Duty said it was nice to have a change of pace. But
Battlefield
like I
1 was
said,
fantastic, but that's Battlefield.
well, just like I said last week, and I think all of us pretty much said, Call of Duty every year goes after what's hot. Destiny was hot 1 year. That next following year we saw, what was it?
Infinite.
It wasn't Infinite, it was
Advanced.
Advanced. Where you had the mech suits and you could and jump
I
everywhere.
think you've been able to do that for a while. Though.
No, that was the
I
first
think
game where
was
you
it?
brought it in.
Advanced, yeah.
I
Because
don't
it
know.
was
then,
Black
like-
Ops 3. No,
and
Black
then-
Ops 2 before that.
The year after that, it was...
What about Ghost?
Oh, yeah. Well, was it
Ghost
Ghost?
was in space.
Yeah, but Ghost came before Destiny.
It was that same year.
Yeah, I could say the same year, but still, Advanced, they saw how well Destiny was doing. It's like they see what was sold the last year and they go the next year.
Well,
they saw Battlefield.
Well, Battlefield 1 released last year. They have 3-year development cycles now.
Yep.
I mean, there may just be like some kind of Wi-Fi wave that just puts a idea in everybody's head, and that's why so many games come out alike. That's a conspiracy theory of mine. Hey, argue it.
I think it was sea of Thieves and then Blood and Bones or whatever that.
Right.
Mm.
But I mean, they got 3-year development cycles. I mean, 1 year and then the next year, and still 2 years they've been developing. I don't see them overriding it. It's like, oh shit, this game sold 1 million.
Let's do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see them copying Battlefield. I mean, no.
But that
They just
it
realize
tends
they
to
need to do
happen like
something.
that, though.
Well, yeah.
But you see it with like small. Well, I get what you're saying, but still, you see it happens too much with Call of Duty. Too much.
Mhm.
It's every time they see something sell, it's like the next year they do it to see, and
It is oddly suspicious.
they're going to make money anyway. They're going to make good money.
They're the
But
highest
this
selling
last
game every year.
this last game though, a lot of people I feel like was done with them. They were tired of it.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a major vocal. It was a vocal majority saying they need to go back to boots to the ground. I mean, like, Call of Duty was the highest selling game last year. Just because you sell it doesn't mean people were happy with the purchase.
Well, a lot of people bought it because of the remastered version.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
it.
that was the only
included-
thing that
Yeah.
sold it.
They had to buy that to get that game. So.
And I know some COD fans who are just. They gave it a
Ever
big,
since that game, that remaster
Yeah.
game came out, I got friends that play Call of Duty. They threw away the like the other game, and that's all they play. Like
Really?
that's all you see is like Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare Remastered. That's
Yeah.
all you see them play. They don't play anything else. That's all they play.
It was a great one, and a lot of people do go back to that. I liked it as a story on the Infinite Warfare. Multiplayer, I mean, I'm not a huge... I played a Call of Duty
the time
multiplayer.
to kill is just really... Maybe I play too much Destiny. The time to kill is just really low.
Yeah, it is on
Like-
Call of Duties.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
You can't even react.
And that's the weird thing. That's why you get so many kills in that game. It's so much more.
Oh, I got 50 kills. I mean, hell, that means you actually shot a gun consecutively for 1 minute.
Yep.
That was a 12-minute match.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, maybe, and like you said, it'll sell good.
As a
Call of
November
Duty.
3rd release, it's going to sell. It's going to make money. A lot of kids are going to get on by Christmas.
I really don't... Like I said, I've not played it, but just playing with him and the stories, I really don't care about hearing about like what my mother's doing behind closed doors. You know? Well, my mom's fucking.
Well, I'm here, so...
Right.
Anyway, after that, Elder Scrolls Skyrim VR.
Well, this is like their VR segment. It's like VR.
Okay.
Yeah.
So apparently they are. I was going to say this about it. VR. People are like, oh, it's going to be just like Vita and was it
They're just going to
PSP?
be 1 year and forget.
Yeah, it's just going to be like, oh, it's going to be thrown to the wayside. But so many people have gotten the VR and kind of got into it that it has taken off, and they actually did a pretty good big segment on the,
They
on the floor.
did.
So.
Skyrim VR. Skyrim, I feel like if it is going to be
Hey, do Skyrim.
successful so late in, VR would be the way to kind of...
That's kind of something like Fallout and Skyrim. I mean, I don't play it in third person, those games. I do it for the immersion. Bethesda does such a well job for that.
Mm.
I mean, I guess same to be said for the Switch consoles, but just actually kind of getting lost in it and using my hands. I don't know how intuitive the move is. Is that what you would be using it?
And that's the thing. I don't know. The way they said, again, like I mentioned, I don't know if it's going to be like Fallout, for instance, you moving just like, freely. The move controllers don't have a way of moving.
You have D-pads, right?
No. I don't believe so. They have like a big center button, and then you have like your four, X, square, and all that, and then the trigger. And that's it. I don't think they have D-pad.
Maybe you have to... I don't know, that would kind of get in the way of...
It'd be like your
still
stove
chugging along.
sled.
Yeah.
Jigga.
But no, I mean, as far as like you said, the combat melee and all that, yeah, I mean, you have your sword.
I saw his hands moving around. And
Yeah, and that's how you use move controllers. Would make your hands separate, which would be great.
Maybe you
don't know
gotta
how you
widen
move
your
around.
eyes.
Maybe you just lean.
Oh my god, how are you gonna do the shouts? Like I
you
had it
gotta
on
actually do
360, so and I
Say
had
'em.
to connect also. So I was just like screaming over to you, Tushota! It worked.
Yeah, I actually did it as well. Yeah, it actually did work. If you could do it right, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's one way I think you could bring it back was VR. Star Child looked great.
So what?
Star Child VR. If you don't have write that down, you need to look at it. It looks interesting. It
I was
definitely
going
does.
to. Now you told me to. No.
The Impatient. Looked kind of creepy. Was that the one that was kind of creepy?
Was that the
Impatient?
Asylum one? Oh my god, we need to get this straight. Like I feel like we're losing our credibility here. What credibility we did have?
Well, actually, what was the one we thought it was?
No, we had two. I think we had two.
See, I couldn't remember, so I just assumed the
What was it
one
called?
y'all said was the Impatient. That does.
I'm telling you, that's the one that was.
Yeah, I
with
think
the
that's the
patient.
one that there was the older doctor-looking guy was in front of me.
He shows up.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah. So what's Transference?
Transference.
Here at Gamerz Gamble, we apologize.
So many games, we just can't blame us. Oh, okay. Being John Malkovich.
Psychological.
Oh, okay, that's the John Malkovich one. Okay, it's still like psychological though,
Okay.
so I don't think we were too far off.
My bad, I'm an idiot. I stirred you on the wrong course.
About Final Fantasy 15 fishing.
Kings of the Deep.
I couldn't think of the name. I literally put fishing. So
I like it. I like 15 though. And
I mean, yeah, I love 15.
if
can't
I
wait
buy a
to jump
VR
back into
headset,
it.
I'm gonna buy Final Fantasy 15.
I wonder if we have to battle those fish because I saw one fish just like jumping at me.
oh yeah, that's how it ended. It's like the fish like coming to the
Right.
screen. It's like he was using a fish to catch a bigger fish. So, yeah.
And I'm gonna have to buy the DLCs too because I've been looking at the DLCs. Them DLCs look awesome.
That Prompto one comes out soon, and
It looks like a sniper game.
Just the story. I'll leave it at that. But
Anyway, Bravo Team VR got hardly no lag. It just looked like a VR war.
like they're trying to get in on the what's that? Really
Rainbow
big one?
Six.
That really
Rainbow
big
Six
one.
type.
That's an old one.
Rainbow Six.
Is-
Like squad team, yeah, kind of squad, stick together. It's Rainbow Six.
There's a game I'm thinking about in particular. It's an older title for PC, but it's been around forever.
CS:GO.
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike, yeah.
Yeah.
CS:GO, Counter-Strike, I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
I know one thing they're going to do with this. I almost guarantee it. So, like for that Farpoint game on VR, it comes with the aim controller. You almost guarantee this will be using the aim controller.
Yeah,
because they've already said they're going to make more titles to where it can be just because it's a PlayStation item, not Farpoint item. So they're going to use other games to use it.
Well, the next one is Polyarc. I don't really remember that one. Moss. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if I was to buy a VR for 2 games, it would be Final Fantasy Fishing, just to chill and fish.
Yeah.
But this game right here got me, wanting
What was it?
Moss.
It's called Moss. Yeah, people are a really big deal about this.
You don't play as a little warrior mouse. You are the deity. And you are controlling, you are letting the Moss, that's his name.
Yeah.
He's actually based off a comic, I think. But you're actually letting him go through the level. It's almost like playing the Mario versus Donkey Kong, where where you had those little robots, and you would put things in a certain place to let them go. Or the most perfect game. You probably don't remember this, so I'm going to ask you anyway. Do you remember the Krusty game that came out on the Sega Genesis? Yeah. It's something like that, where you had to put things in certain places so the mouse could get up it and fall down and go into the doors. So it seems like it's going to be like a puzzle game in a way, because you had to figure out, and you got to let Moss get further in. It looked terrific.
People are wondering though, with it being it's a VR game, but it's not your traditional VR as in first person experience. Like you said, you're kind of up above. You're controlling the map, controlling how he gets around. So it's interesting how that's a VR game. I think it'll be awesome. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you'll be
so
there.
You're point and mess with something in the world.
Yeah, I think you're kind of guide him to get through different areas, like a puzzle game, like you said. So it's just interesting.
It looks
a VR
beautiful,
game.
though.
Yeah, it does.
It's
very
definitely something to check out.
I see screenshots here, and it does.
So.
After that, the VR ended, and this is where really Sony stepped up the game. I mean, they did show 3. They started strong, and it seems like kind of the mid part of it kind of slowed down a little bit.
Right.
We got to God of War, and I'm going to need about tree fitting.
I love God of War. That excited me. As long as it's another God of War, I will be happy. I will be disappointed if I don't find out what happened in between God of War and God of War 3. Sounds like I'm going backwards, but God of War PS4 or something. Is that the official title?
Let's call it God of War Pro.
Okay.
I really want him to get back his swords. I really don't like
blades.
axe. I don't like axes.
But that was a thing from Athena, though. That's a story.
I get
but
that.
Athena's still alive. God of War 3 spoilers.
So, I mean...
Didn't she?
I can't remember.
Maybe they don't want to show you how, but I mean, that would be some super hype, though, if you've seen those things getting wrapped around his wrist again.
Yeah.
But
maybe his son's in danger or something, and, the axe isn't strong enough.
It raised a lot of questions. What makes him, special or something? He can understand it? The world serpent?
We know something special.
My God. Oh, yeah.
That thing was huge. Kratos still wouldn't...
Took you fucking with me?
Now...
I seen some shit.
When he threw the axe, the very course of the beginning, I think, threw the axe, it went in the ocean or the water.
And then his axe was already homing because... Was that your question?
Well, no, because what I took it as Kratos threw the axe, like his son basically saying, like, I'm getting rid of it. He threw it, so I'm assuming his son asked him to. I don't know. So he threw it in the water, is what I thought. And then, like, later you see the world serpent, like, spit it out. And, like, the axe comes, like lands in his kayak or whatever. It's like, hey, you need this. Like, you'll be needing this. Because, like, the serpent was wanting to help him.
Right.
So I think that's what happened. He was trying to get rid of it, but the serpent's like, no, you need this.
Okay, do you want to know about the world serpent?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
You sure?
I know he'll probably betray. That seems to be
the world serpent, in Norse mythology, it only reveals when a major cataclysmic Norse event happens. Do you know what this cataclysmic event is called?
Kratos.
No. Well, there's two cataclysmic events. It's a Marvel movie. It's coming out this year.
Oh, Ragnarok.
Oh, Ragnarok. Interesting.
He wants to help Kratos because Ragnarok's upon him. Like in all the Norse, which Kratos may be fucking Ragnarok, right?
Ha.
Which
Rip Thor.
Which
Rip
there
Thor.
is a fantastic interview with Geoff Keighley and David Jaffe about the original God of War 3 story. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look into it. I can give you a too long didn't watch version. Okay, Kratos, God of War 3, first 5 minutes. You kill those gods. It was like, oh my god, this is the worst fucking game ever. I just finished the game. I thought it was going to be the whole game. No, it kills those gods, and it splits the power into all the other gods around the world. Well, they keep rising, they get more power into their head, and Kratos is the only one that can stop them, right? Which, and not actually verbatim what he goes into, which would have been great for DLC, because that was a big thing for PS3 era at that time. You could have added in a whole bunch of different religions, and every time he would kill a god, it would make, or a whole religion, it would have made every one of them stronger. Until you got to the final ones. He didn't say which one would have been the final one, but it would have been Kratos facing off against, like, all those powers, and Kratos would have been getting stronger also, right? Well, Kratos versus that one right there. Kratos would have come out. All the power would have went into him. But Kratos does not want to rule over everything. He just wants... The gods leave humanity alone. Yeah. So then he said it would have been... He thought about doing something like you would have been cutting your wrists with a 6-axis, right? And like killing yourself, or what would have been known as the Blade of Olympus, or whatever, because that killed the gods. And then that would have released the all that power into an omnipotent being, and that would have been the birth of Christianity. Huh. Like, holy shit! I was like, oh my god, can we get that one?
That's pretty much well.
So that may, like, we could have been taking, instead of DLC, that could have been these games right here. Like, maybe. That sounds fucking awesome. Now that I know the ending, I don't know,
Yeah.
But yeah, look it up. Geoff Keighley and David Jaffe, God of War 3 interview or story interview.
Jeff.
Oh, yeah, Geoffe.
And he had a pretty solid interview. I liked it.
Who was it again?
David Jaffe.
David
Jaffee. Damn, FFEs.
Anyway, I'm super...
And dude looks super stoned.
No.
When he's
Go back on God of War. What made it awesome? Early 2018 release.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. And almost every one of those have ever come out in March. So I'm guaranteed fucking March. Like, God of War 1, I know, came out in March. It's like my senior year. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck studying. God of War was the shit.
And then, yeah, because it was cold
March.
when I bought God of War 2.
Yeah, I was in jail whenever God of War 2.
And I was at Walmart.
And God of War 3, March. We just got moved in here.
Mm-hmm.
For God of War 3. And then Ascension was probably a year or two later, March release.
Huh. So probably, definitely calling a March release for this one.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, my God.
I'm actually going to go, I'm actually going to buy God of War 3. Because that's the only one I haven't beat.
Yeah. Okay.
The only one I haven't beaten. I watched you play most of it. That's why I never really played it to beat it, and I'm going to beat it just so I can go.
I
don't care about Ascension, so.
No, understandably. It's pretty cool. Yeah. If it would have had, New Game Plus, I would have played through it multiple times. But God of War 2 to me, still the best one.
Dylan let me borrow the HD collection from PS3.
Did it come with the Vita games?
Yes.
Those are some of the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like God of War 2, the Vita games, and then
I don't know what Chains of
1,
Olympus,
3, and
Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta.
Yeah. So and then also I got the remastered, the PlayStation 4 God of War 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got that one. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So that actually is probably picking up here soon.
Sony can make a hell of a fucking franchise or Uncharted, God of War. Oh my god.
Now, we still got ways to go, and we got so much more to talk about.
Let's not do the Destiny 2 showed up. Let's not do the whole Destiny 2 thing right now.
Oh,
yeah, that's actually what I was hitting at, because I was like, I got a whole show of stuff I want to say
we
about
got one
Destiny
before
2.
Destiny 2, though.
Okay.
Oh, we do. Detroit Become Human.
Yeah. Again, we've seen it last year, but not as much.
We saw one character last year.
Yeah, and she is in the game again.
I know of at least 3 characters, so it's kind of going the Heavy Rain thing, where you play as multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
So I know of at least 3.
That'd be good, though. Man.
Yeah. And their decisions affect what happens with the other ones. Like, supposedly it's 1,000 times more. I know definitely 1,000 is the number I've seen.
Thing they're pushing for?
Yeah, like thousands. There's 1,000 different ways, something like that. So maybe it's just not like a bug to walk across or something. Maybe it's bigger.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but Tina loved those games. I really liked watching them.
Yeah.
Like Heavy Rain, that was cool as shit.
Now, with Destiny 2, like I said, we could do a whole show, and we are planning on doing a whole show. That might actually be our next show that we do, is maybe since everything's over, do maybe a Destiny follow-up, and then talk, when that's done, we go to Destiny 2,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, just, obviously we already know they've got exclusives. We, of course, don't go into detail, but just there is a strike, gear, ship, exotic, PvP, pretty much a lot of stuff that PlayStation is getting, so.
And it's not permanent again. If you missed that part earlier on in the show, they said up to next year, every one of them, every other platform will get that.
Yeah, Luke Smith did tweet that out.
Yeah.
He reiterated that the exclusives will be coming. They won't be extended a year. But the exclusives were only year 1, and then it's the Destiny 2 upgrade or expansion that gave us the 2-year. But it's whatever. I'm not upset at it.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. More to come.
Oh, yeah.
We promise.
And we did get to see more of Spider-Man, but...
No. We're going to talk about Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. I was like...
That's John's superhero, right?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
How long has it been since we had a Spider-Man? I mean, other than the...
Well, we had Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
but it was decent.
That was 2014, yeah.
Yeah, that was 2014. The one before that was a good game. Shattered Dimensions, or Edge of Time, was terrible. But Shattered Dimensions...
That was pretty cool.
...was our last best Spider-Man game
Web of Shadows.
That wasn't... And that was good.
I liked it. I really liked it. Maybe because I'm extremely biased towards the Venom symbiote.
Yeah. I love the outfit.
Yeah, I heard it. I think it's good.
A lot of people don't, and Insomniac did come out and say that there will be multiple outfits for Spider-Man.
Well, that comes with every Spider-Man game.
Yeah, right, but they apparently felt the need to...
I mean, people are going to...
But they said there's a reason why his outfit looks the way it is, and it's a story decision.
And I'm cool with that. That's great. That's awesome. Anytime... Look, I love the old Spider-Man look, but anytime you can change, a superhero's look...
And it not look bad. Not subjectively.
Yes, yeah, obviously, it didn't... I loved it. I absolutely loved it when my wife seen it. And my wife don't even like video games. She likes, comic book characters and stuff, but she was like, ooh, look, that's nice. It just got a nice, slick look to it.
Yeah, it does.
I love... Now, I heard some people griping about this. in the demo, there's a part where he's fighting the skyscraper, and he knocks. There's kind of like a little rant towards the person on IGN who said this, but
I don't know if we can take IGN right now, John.
No, we can't. But I don't care. You attacked my hero. I'm gonna have to correct you for a second. There's a part where he, like, throws one dude off the skyscraper, kicks him off. And Spider-Man jumps and gets his web out and grabs the dude and pulls him back out so he wouldn't fall to his death. And in there, the dude was like, well, could we just let him fall? The answer is no.
Spider-Man don't do that.
Spider-Man don't do that. And I would rather them automatically put it in the game to where he will save anybody who's at the verge of death than to just let him fall. If you want that, play Batman. Don't play Spider-Man. Spider-Man ain't about that shit. No
Batman
one does.
generally just tortures. If there was one DC...
But if someone fell, like, Batman don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Batman's not...
No, that's the reason why he is Batman. I mean, that's just a whole floss. Not Snyder Batman, like mowing down a building.
No,
with
I'm
bullets.
coming from the Batman that I know, where he would save somebody, but if someone was to like fall like a criminal, let's say they fell off, and he was fighting other people, the ones I read, he just like
he deserved it.
Yeah, like the Batman where he doesn't kill, but if it was like a criminal,
He won't stop.
He's not.
he
He
won't
don't
stop
save.
someone
Yeah.
from dying.
That's what I love
Spider-Man
about
is the
Superman.
exact opposite. He's based on
Superman's
Superman, basically. You know, no one dies on his watch.
That's Superman I want to see. Oh, man, Rocksteady, where you at?
Yeah, Rocksteady, yeah, where you at? But anyway, it looked terrific. The swinging through, like, everything looked so alive.
That was probably even a better version of the movies. Like, if I was to ever imagine Spider-Man coming to life, that was it.
Now, I know y'all probably didn't catch this, but did you catch the zinger at the end?
Miles?
Yes, I seen that. I didn't know where that.
Do you know who Miles is?
No, I didn't.
That's the new Spider-Man.
Miles is the new Spider-Man. Yes.
Wait, what?
He is the ultimate
He's
Spider-Man.
not Peter Parker. Yeah,
He's not Peter Parker.
You talking about in Homecoming?
No.
In the comics.
In the comics.
Oh, okay.
When
Like, have
I'm
you ever
gonna
seen the Spider-Man costume where it's black and got the red webbing?
I'll show you a picture of it after the show.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you this. When he's in that helicopter and they're taking pictures and you hear, Miles, come on, Miles. I shit. A literal brick. A brick came out of my butt. I freaked. Melody was sitting in the bed. She's like, quit jerking. I said, shut up, woman. I slapped her.
Gamerz Gamble does not condone violence against women.
We do, however, find it hilarious. But no, anyway, like, it... So maybe DLC, he can play as the new Spider-Man?
Not necessarily even maybe DLC. Not even playing as. Tag team.
What?
You're welcome.
I like the way you think, Philip. It's just great.
I knew it had to be something big because when they made it obvious.
When he said Miles, it was just like...
Yeah, no, yeah. I was excited also.
Now, villains though.
Mr. Negative.
Mr. Negative, yeah.
Is that who?
Now, I wasn't familiar with him too much because he's not used
It's
a lot.
actually the first time he's ever been in a video game.
We're
he's
talking
not
about the
even
guy that got in the
in the movie.
helicopter,
He's
right?
not even in comics.
Yeah.
a
The one
lot.
that like turned silver.
Yeah, his
Okay.
name's Mr. Negative.
Mr.
He
Negative.
takes anti-energy.
I was thinking he's like shooting this like black. Like,
He's not really a dangerous villain.
Okay. Do you think he is like
No.
the main bad?
No.
I didn't figure it was. So you're going to see like others like
It's
from
always going to be...
like Venom.
It's confirmed that somebody is voicing Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm. I would say it's Green Goblin then. It's always Green Goblin. Or maybe we'll see the Sinister Six. We haven't got to see him in a while. So...
Like, the other franchise was building up to it, but it didn't come to fruition because of the Amazing Spider-Man flop.
Yeah. So, I'm really excited about it. I want to talk more about it, but like this, just still so much. We got, well, not so much. We got one more panel to go, but a lot to talk about on this panel. Nintendo E3 conference. So Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out. Y'all ain't too familiar with Xenoblade. I've played about 50 hours of Xenoblade
I just could.
Chronicles.
I need to try to get into it more. I got the one on Wii.
And they're okay games.
The other one on Wii
just
was called
something lose
Xenoblade
me.
Chronicles X.
Yes, and then I never played that one. Eric can probably talk more about it on that one. I mean, being for real, because he played them more.
Yeah.
They're not bad games. They're definitely not bad games.
Maybe I just couldn't get into the combat.
No, I tell you what it is. Some of the story and some of the
really
character voiceover is lacking. I feel like that's what my biggest problem is with Xenoblade. Is like when you play a game. Okay, for instance, like Uncharted, you really feel like you're watching two people talking. When you play Xenoblade, to me, like when you're watching the character interactions, it's like watching two video game characters, or like two
somebody,
terrible actors
instead
talking.
of what us, an omnipotent person, just saying something happened. I played a few hours. It really sounded like people were just talking into a mic.
Oh, okay. Do you think that's something they'll correct in this?
Well, I heard they corrected it in Xenoblade or Chronicles X. I heard it was a good game. I heard there was some things wrong with it, but I heard all in all it was a decent game. Wait a minute, I gotta go back. I gotta make one more mention on PlayStation. I just remembered something. Talking about RPGs. Ni no Kuni 2. It was also on the show. I have some quirks about it. I was really hoping it would be an RPG. It's going to be more action in this one.
Are you talking about turn-based?
Yeah,
they definitely went action.
I'm okay with that to a point. I just feel like in a world where there's not a whole lot of turn-based RPGs, Ni no Kuni was one of those that fit the void to me. And to take that away, it kind of sucks, but as good as the story was in Ni no Kuni, and I'm telling you, it's one of the better stories I've ever played in an RPG, I'll still play it and I'll give it a shot.
It was a really good realized world.
Mm-hmm.
Also, back to the Sony, it was post-conference, but we did get confirmation that NAC 2 is a thing.
Yeah, that's right, yep.
Anyway,
Promise we're done Sony now.
Oh, yeah. After that, it was Kirby. 2018 release. I didn't really see much on that, or, just...
But it's old-style Kirby, man. Like, you swallow things and got their energy, and it was 4-player co-op?
Yes.
I did, because I remember it picked up each player just in the trailer.
So we'll see more of that one here soon.
The next one, I'm not sure. Y'all might know more about it. I thought I heard this. I may have misheard it.
Pokemon for the Switch.
When that comes out...
I will buy a Switch.
I mean, I may own one prior, but it would definitely be during
Now, do we know which one it is?
We already know what Ultra Sun and Moon is.
Yeah, see, that's for 3DS. That's going to be a 3DS launch. And I think exclusive. I don't think
But
it's
they
gonna
just
be a
said
Switch.
they are working on a fully realized Switch Pokemon game.
I'm hoping it's going to be Pokemon Red.
What? That's
Well,
gonna
just
be new.
No, hear me out. I would still play Pokemon Red version. Updated graphics. When it reaches this new frontier of like a new type of... This is going to be a new version, or let's say, just to see how it does, Pokemon started on the Game Boy. Well, now it's hitting a new frontier of like console gaming. And I'm not talking about like the Gale of Darkness or XD, because those were standalone. Yeah, those were standalone games. But this is hitting a new platform, so what if it goes back to its roots for something,
See, I feel like that's a stretch, because it was said a new Pokemon game for the Switch.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I'm just saying I would like to see something, come.
Right.
Not so much a new title, but I would like to see an old title come to console. Like Diamond and Pearl, Red.
Right. That's next in line, right?
Yeah, Diamond and Pearl. So I would absolutely love to see Diamond and Pearl.
That's what got me back into Pokemon.
Yeah.
For Platinum.
Mm-hmm. So I would love to see that come back on like a Switch and play it like on TV. More to come with that one. Metroid Prime 4. What?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Because that was one of those, like, maybes.
But I've also heard... Now, I haven't got to look this up. It's 3DS?
What? No. Metroid Prime 4 is Switch.
It's going to be Switch.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, as exciting as the announcement is, I teared when Kingdom Hearts 3 was shown at the 2013 Sony conference. But it says now in development. Here we are 4 years later. Same thing with Metroid Prime 4 announced.
So could we wait another 4
In
years?
development. It could be 4 more years. It could be next year.
Depends on them.
I'm thinking 2019.
Now, the good thing about Naruto...
What the shit?
The good thing about Nintendo is that usually when they announce a game, we don't have to wait too long. So, even with Pokemon Sun and Moon, we had to wait 2 years after the first initial trailer.
Twilight Princess.
God damn it, you had to go there, didn't you? That's one game. That's one game.
That's what I was going to ask. Is
That one
Nintendo-
game also won me several arguments on Breath of the Wild, not only coming to Wii U, but also the next console.
You had to go there, didn't you?
Hey, man.
Okay, let's not talk about Zelda. Let's talk about something else.
But that's how Nintendo works, though. Like, their
Zelda
games are
DLC.
released.
They are... Nintendo, for the most part, though, they come out with their stuff fast.
Generally, for Wii U, they had... It was the first time they actually transitioned to working with HD, which was 200 or 2 times the amount of resolution they had to work with. Anyways, I say it's still going to be 2019 because that same team 2 years ago, which I'm giving them a 4-year development cycle. 2 years ago, they were just finishing up one of their games. I think it was Donkey Kong. And they said, well, we're looking at another Metroid or something. And they said, for Wii U, he says, well, the Wii U is about 4 years old now. It would be a little late to start working on a game for that. I called it right then and fucking there. Like, 2 more years, guaranteed. Well, what other big one would they show? I mean, Breath of the Wild last year was their main E3 thing, and it came out this year. So, I mean, it could be their main E3 thing next year.
Yeah. Yeah,
That'd be
you're
good.
right. You're right. Yoshi.
It's like Yoshi Yarn.
Yeah,
but
Yoshi Yarn. Which they were fun games. I actually got to play them. They're terrific games. Really
Is it
fun.
side scroller, but typically like
Yeah.
the older ones?
Yeah,
Like,
it was
you
typically
travel
like
to a
Yoshi's
dot
Story.
And then do a...
But it's really fun. They are really good games. Fire Emblem Warriors. Fire Emblem is known well. I don't really play them much.
I haven't either.
They're not big sellers over here in North America.
No, they are fun though, but they're one of the few RPGs that actually have permadeath.
Oh, yeah?
Well, you can actually turn them off now, but
Was the
if you
last
play
one
the-
Fire Emblem Echoes?
yes. And even there's a cell phone game now, and that's what they're known for. If you didn't know that, like back in the day, like if your character died, they were just dead. And after that, in Switch, the Skyrim version, Legend of Zelda,
And
we
showed
talked
that off
about
a little
that.
bit.
Yeah, we showed that
Yeah.
off a little bit. You get the sword. Still not worth, I think, what is it, $50 value? I think
Maybe.
it's,
I don't know.
it's what I've heard. We'll get more on that when we find out more. But Breath of the Wild expansion's coming out in the Master Trials. I actually looked that up. That looks terrific. And I got my season pass, so it's getting ready to be downloaded.
Well, you know what it does is there are 45 levels.
Yeah, and it makes your Master Sword.
Yeah, complete. Apparently, it only... I don't know what the damage is for the Master Sword, but it jumps up to 60 only during the Ganon battle. And completing that keeps it a permanent 60.
You know how powerful that is for that sword?
A lot, because everything I was using was like
20,
Low
40,
20s.
yeah. I'm getting to where I'm actually starting to see like 30s, but nowhere higher than 30s. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to use it. I'm glad I took time off and waiting. I'm going to start a new game and probably play it.
I was looking at the date. You don't have to wait very long for that either.
No, 2 more weeks.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
30.
Champions of the Ballad DLC pack, which we don't know much about that yet, I don't think. It just said holiday 2017, so I'm sure that's going to be like maybe Christmas, maybe November. Mario plus Rabbids, we done talked about that. Rocket League coming to Switch.
Which, again, let's reiterate that it's
Going to be able to play with Xbox
and PC.
and PC.
Which PC's going home. Keyboard, mouse, and Switch. Or keyboard and mouse.
Yeah. Like
Rocket League's already a very competitive game.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So it will be even more now.
Now, Super Mario Odyssey looked absolutely great. October 27th, I will probably be buying a Switch.
That's quick, too. Like, I was happy to see that date.
Did we grade the Sony conference?
We didn't, but we can get on it here in a minute.
Super Mario Odyssey actually previewed so well that it won game of the show on several outlets.
Oh, wow.
Second player, player one, you always play as Mario. Player two is Mario's hat, and you can play as whatever you throw it on.
Yep. I said because I seen a dinosaur at first. I was like,
I didn't really know what was going on.
yeah.
with
Then I
that.
seen the hat. I was like, oh, okay. And of course, he jumped out of the dinosaur.
I mean, so that's cool. Instead of just being like a star on screen with galaxy and like collecting coins,
Like, if you want to play, I can be like, well, here, let me throw this on the
and
enemy.
you're actually playing. Yeah.
It looked like you kind of had to for certain things, like certain scenarios. You would need to beat something in that level.
I mean, it may have small.
Anyway, I'm getting excited. I'll probably buy a Switch when that comes out.
They definitely are making Switch more and more valuable. Because
Yeah, I mean, like it definitely. After watching that Nintendo conference, I wanted a Switch.
Because everything I seen was like it showed the Switch symbol.
I know.
So, like, going back on Sony, what would you rate it?
I'm gonna give it a B.
Why?
Yeah, I was trying to think. A B because the games were fantastic. They had a lot of great ones. The only problem is we've seen them last year, and we're really. I'm sure ours were closer to getting them, but some of them we're still not sure about. But the conference itself was just kind of not that great, but the games were great. So
It was a
it's
shorter
kinda-
conference. Typically they're 90 minutes, and this one was only an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't very long. Yeah.
Phil?
Like I said, I loved the games. God of War and Uncharted, and even Horizon recently. Loved them, but I didn't feel like it was just an overall strong. I don't know, it was just missing a certain je ne sais quoi. Like something, I don't know what. It was just something off, right? Maybe it just wasn't a major reveal. Which, Shadow of the Colossus, I may look back at it now like, game, you were ignorant. But, just based on that, it'd be like A-. Like, maybe because I am fanboyish of those franchises, and it's giving me more of what I love, which is the reason why we look forward to this, right? But again, it was just missing something. Like, There was no Final Fantasy Versus 13 became 15. There was no Kingdom Hearts 3. I guess the biggest reveal was Shadow of the Colossus PS4, maybe?
Yeah, the big shock, I guess, was that, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And earlier, did want to reiterate, this maybe why, more I'm thinking about it, the more I want to drop it. I'm probably going to finalize on a B+, because this is the culmination of what happens when you show games that are 7 years away from completion. And I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts 3, and then later on, Final Fantasy VII Remake. None of those games were coming anytime soon. Finally, they did show games that are coming soon. It's games we've been knowing about for
A while now.
Yeah. But I'm excited to play.
I have to agree with y'all. I got to give it a B+. Solid title releases as far as, like, your Uncharted. We already knew about it, though, like what Philip said. Your God of War, we knew it was happening. But still solid, made me hooked a little bit more in both the titles. Days Gone, of course, we talked about that earlier.
And no Last of Us 2.
Yeah, no. And no Death Stranding. Which Last of Us 2. Well, I guess they were both kind of like that. Very vague kind of
So
stories.
I don't know. solid B plus.
You know, I got to look into, but I think Phil may mention a second ago, Horizon Zero Dawn, the DLC, and I think you said it earlier. There was another one that was the only new things.
Shadow of the Colossus?
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus. Those are really the only things we just didn't. Those are kind of like.
Are actually coming this year?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that is
Uncharted
still
Lost
20.
Legacy.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, most of these we knew, we didn't really know what to expect, but we've seen all this last year, really, except for just very few.
Right.
It was like maybe at least 3 or 4. I don't know Spider-Man we knew about before the conference.
So, what about the Nintendo show?
Man, that was...
For a Nintendo fan, I think it was a great, I'm going to say A.
And then, also, to finish off, I guess we're grading the developers. They also announced post-conference that the 3DS game, Metroid 2, Samus's Return, is coming to 3DS, and it will be out this year. But it's a reimagining of it, new powers and everything.
Oh,
it's not gonna be the same
good.
Yeah.
And that's a cult following game.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people like... I played it. I
Never
didn't much
played
care for it, but, you know...
Maybe that's why
I could
they're
see me
redoing
being a
that
kid. Like, if I was a kid and playing Metroid...
one. You got full 360-degree shooting. You got a melee counter for some of those that just, like, jump at you and counter it. But, as far as the conference goes... You got Metroid Prime 4 announced.
I'm going to say it was
Mario
a solid
Odyssey.
A.
Oh, yeah.
Let's say A.
Solid A. Ubisoft still, with me, the A+, but...
I'm trying to think why it's not an A+. Maybe because my spite towards Amiibo compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, definitely an A. It's not as good as it could have been, but Nintendo is returning to form. Let me reiterate as why I've been hating on Nintendo the past years. There was one E3 where they only gave us Pikmin and a TV show that has never happened. It's literally the only thing they showed. That Nintendo, like, what was it, Adventureland, whatever come out with it?
Yeah, Nintendo Land or something like that.
Right. Granted, they were supporting their own console single-handedly. Right? There was no third-party support. But they felt like that's the only thing they had to do. Maybe it was a conceited Nintendo, and I feel like Sony's kind of getting like that, and that's not good. Like, early PS3 era. But Nintendo is actually finally returning to form, and I want to support them now.
You know, what's funny is their conference, I think, was like, I watched it, was 24 minutes, I think, and it get an A from pretty much all of us. Whereas, like, some of these conferences are hour long, you know, and like,
right.
Nintendo, like you said, they seem like they're really stepping up, and in a short amount of time showed off some amazing games and got a really good, in our opinion, a good score.
Well, it's stuff we've been talking about for years. We've been wanting to see a Pokemon game since...
Like an actual on consoles.
Yeah,
with the power
since
of consoles.
Red version. I remember being so excited when I found out that I could hook up my Red version to my 64 and play it on a TV. It was so cool to see it so big, you know. And then we got a few ones, and they weren't bad games, but they wasn't considered like the versions. They were just like a separate title. I even think
it was almost like the ones on the console were the handhelds, and the main entries on the handhelds were the console. You know, typically it was backwards.
It really was.
So
I feel like
much excite.
Mm-hmm. You know, Kirby's always welcome in my home. I love the Kirby games.
Now he even had the rock.
Like,
when he was sliding down.
So, anyway, I think that concludes our show.
What do you think of, as a whole, E3 this year?
E3 was a solid A. Maybe a B+. Well, I'd say B+. There's more B's than A's, but it was definitely a B+.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as a B. Probably B+ for me. Because most of the conference, like you said, they were all good. They definitely had some parts that was not their highest. But I give it a B+.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was a B+. Whatever it was, every conference just made me extremely happy that I was a gamer. And I don't care if you jumped in the 90s, kind of like we did, playing games. Now
89 for life. That's when I first started playing.
Yeah.
89? Shoot, I was born in 90.
I've been playing games forever.
You can did say that. I was playing games before you were born, boy.
Literally.
Oh my god, bro.
Don't make me a sandwich. No, I'm just
That's fantastic. I love it.
When were you born?
87.
Are you playing games at 89?
Yep. There's an actual picture my dad has, if I can find it. It's one of those old ones with the post-it, the date stamp on it. Like, it's one of them old ones.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And, it shows me, in front of the seat with Grandma playing, regular Nintendo. And it was I think it was August something, 1989.
Oh, man.
Yep.
I don't remember.
What game was it?
Mario.
Oh, Mario.
It was Mario. And then, a few years later, I got the Super Nintendo.
I have no idea. I don't remember. I remember my first.
I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have known that. I remember playing regular Nintendo with my grandmother, but I thought I was way older than that playing that. Of course, time goes differently to when you're a kid,
Oh yeah.
I played Sega. I know was the first console I really started playing on.
Get out of this house.
But
No, I'm
Like-
just playing.
there's not a better time to game. I love it.
Yeah, me too,
It was
man.
great.
Excited for E3 next year.
Right?
Counting down.
And excited to play the games they announced. But anyways, whatever you play on, whatever your favorite developer is, any console, playing with yourself, just keep on gaming.